What a way to start this year here on Prime Insights. We say Happy New Year to you. If you've missed us all throughout late last year, now we're here and we're back again with your most exciting program that creates a battleground for ideas. This is Prime Insight. My name is Blessed Sogah, and what a way to welcome you into this new year. And just can't believe that it's already a year also for the president who was elected into office. He spent quite a dramatic year doing what he calls reset. But is that reset agenda on course? That's the question we are asking as we also open our show for the year, assessing President John Mahama's first year in office. What opinion do you have on that? We'll get into the details for you, plus allow my audience in studio, my panelists, and of course you at home to have your take extensively on that. So feel free to be a part of the show because we're allowing you to send us your text, messages, and your feedback for the show. My name is Blessed Sogah. And of course, for today, as I told you, we'll be focusing on that 1 year period of the president in office. But beyond that as well, the nation woke up to this news about the arrest of the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. Well, he's on the red list for the Office of the Special Prosecutor, except to say that he's been away in the U.S. Now, the U.S. authorities are also detaining him over claims that possibly he may have violated some immigration laws. The indication we're getting is that if he's found culpable, deportation may be the only option now for former finance minister. And so we'll be getting into this whole story about his detention. His lawyers are indicating to us that they're working on that. So we'll get to hear from the legal team of the former finance minister as to what his status is, how he's faring, and what more steps will be taking to at least resolve this matter. And that's why I want you to be my guest here on Prime Insight. But let's start off by giving you excerpts of what some out there think about President John Mahama's first year in office. For the president himself, he believes that his government has performed creditably, except to say that he's committing to doing more. The minority in parliament says, well, it's not entirely the case. So here are excerpts for you, and then we'll dig into the matters. Please stay with us.
Began before President Mahama returned to power. It's rests on an IMF program we negotiated, fiscal consolidation we implemented, and a global gold boom we did not create. Second, the same IMF report they celebrate also warns of quasi-fiscal risk, laws-making gold schemes, and hidden vulnerabilities. They publicize the headlines, they downplay the warnings. And thirdly, a 40% cedi appreciation in 1 year is normal for an economy. The Gold Board and the Bank of Ghana, masters of financial misdirection. The IMF, in just 9 months, has documented losses of $214 as a result of the operations of Gold Board and Bank of Ghana. Their helicopter fell from the sky and a nation mourned. This tragic incident should have strengthened national resolve to defend our land, our water, and our children's inheritance. Instead, Ghanaians watch a government that speaks against galamsey in press conferences while allowing questionable incentives, weak enforcement, and compromised supply chain to persist.
My dear compatriots, as satisfying as our achievements of 2025 are, they are but the foundation. The architecture of the Ghana we want must now be built on this foundation. In 2026, we shall accelerate and expand. Every child deserves a world-class education. We'll continue digitalizing our schools and ensure every classroom has the tools for 21st century learning. We shall operationalize universal health coverage through the free primary health care program, ensuring that no Ghanaian is denied care due to inability to pay. Through the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, we'll stretch a hand of support to our people suffering from non-communicable diseases. We shall make Ghana food self-sufficient and transform agriculture from subsistence to a thriving commercial activity through mechanization, value addition, and market access. We're working to achieve 30% share of renewable energy in our national energy mix, reducing costs and protecting our environment. We shall deliver social housing through public-private partnerships, and we shall intensify the fight against corruption with no sacred cows. Every CD belongs to the people of Ghana and must be accounted for. We'll implement the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee to make our 1992 Constitution an even greater guide for the consolidation of our democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, governments do not build nations alone. They do that with the cooperation of the citizenry. As we enter 2026, I call upon each one of you. First, our young people. You're not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of today. Take ownership of this reset agenda. Innovate, create, and build. Ghana needs your energy and your ideas and your commitment. And this reset is for all of us. There's no NPP Ghana, there's no CPP Ghana, or NDC Ghana. There's only one Ghana. That Ghana our forebears fought for and shed their blood to give us our freedom. Let us reject the politics of division and embrace the patriotism of nation building. Let us disagree without being disagreeable. Let us compete in the marketplace of ideas without treating our opponents as our enemies. The challenges that we face are too urgent, and the opportunities before us are too precious for us to waste our time and energy in needless conflict. May God bless you all. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. Happy New Year, and may 2026 bring us all the prosperity, peace, and progress that we deserve as a nation. I thank you, my countrymen and women.
President John Mahama, in his address there, marking 1 year in office. So what do you out there think about the president's performance over the period? And what a better way of starting the year, because we have to open that up to Ghanaians, those who have felt the impact of the president's stewardship over the period. But first, let me introduce my guests who are helping us for the discussion today. Solomon Owusu is Director Communications for the United Party. Do you still align with the MPP or
the MPP have to come home? I mean, the mother party, the United.
You are now the mother party.
Absolutely. Wow. They say they are the UP tradition. So if there is a UP, what else? They have to come home. They have to find a way. But we would embrace them. I mean, where they are now, it's not the best of shapes. But we believe that reasoning will prevail and they will come home. It's a matter of time. And
we are also welcoming you home because you've been away for a while.
Exactly.
And we all miss you, including our studio audience. So welcome. Janet Navla is, of course, founder and leader of the PNP. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
I hope that you're coming in renewed spirit as well. And thank you for supporting the show all throughout the period. Then we have Ivan Che, who's a youth activist. When I say that, some good friends in there always have a challenge with that, including Kamal. But don't mind them, Ivan, don't mind them. You are still a youth activist. Whether they like it. Good morning to you and welcome. Okay, so let's get to the audience then. I mean, you felt the impact of the president's 1 year in office, so you can tell better. What do you think, gentlemen, about the performance of the president so far?
Sure, exactly. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And when assessing the president, His Excellency John Mahama, for me, as a young student of this country,
you'd have to lift up the microphone a bit so we can hear you.
As a young student and a concerned citizen of this country, I would like to appreciate the fact that the president has really done well in his first term, taking into consideration his policies that he spoke about during his campaign time, bringing a lot and even yet to do more, turning his policies into dreams now. I think it's good. As a student, I've benefited from his administration. Taking it from the no fee stress policy, where
you also received.
Oh yeah, I benefited from it. I was really struggling when I came to the university, but right now the university is no stress. I mean, we are all benefiting from it, so I cannot sit here today and say anything about it. Yeah, and with how the city is also appreciating, I think that's fine. Market women are happy, and Ghanaians. All that we want to see is for fuel prices to do a drop down, and now we are seeing that. So I think we will be ungrateful to say the president is not trying.
Yeah.
So 100 for His Excellency John Mahama.
100, he says.
100.
Wow. Do you also believe it's 100 for the president?
I believe the president has 3 more years to finish his administration, so I will give him 80 for now. Looking at what he has done in 1 year, I think it's quite remarkable and must be commended. With the issue of illegal mining in Galamsey, remember the tragic incident that happened in Obuasi, where we lost some of our compatriots. That was where the Responsible Cooperative Mining and Skill Development Program was launched, where the mining is going to be done in a very responsible way. Should the government put in much resources into that sector, which is being headed by Engineer Frank Asari Pedro. And also with the likes of our Muslim brothers and sisters in the Zongo communities, the president in his campaign period promised that Hajj was going to be reduced drastically, and Hajj being the 5th pillar and a major pillar in Islam. I think this year our mothers and sisters who went to Hajj had experienced a very appreciable amount.
The amount dropped?
Yes, compared to what they were paying in the elsewhere administration. And also, we must commend the president for honoring some of his promises. How the Pokwase, the Kumasi Road is being constructed in a very fast period, and the expressway which the president is trying to do. We must commend the president with what he has been doing.
I see. Kamal, it looks like Ghanaians are happy, isn't it?
Yeah, blessed. Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year. Let me start first and foremost. When you introduced Solomon, you said UP, and he himself said UP plus. Yet he ended up contradicting himself that we, the MPP, should come home.
Yes.
The MPP is not aligned to any UP plus. The fact that they've added plus tells that they themselves, they are not the real UP.
So that's a photocopy UP.
No. I don't even say photocopy might be semblance of an original. This is even a non-photocopy, if I can put it that way. So please don't say we should come back home. When we are going, we are already home because that's our tradition. We are UP. We are not UP plus. But blessed, I wouldn't come here and then say so far 1 year down the line, the president has not done some things right. If for nothing at all, we are seeing appreciation of the city. We've seen single-digit inflation, even though it's not translating into the real lives of the people. But aside that, the 24-hour economy that the president promised, we are even yet to know where the secretariat is located. The coordinator of that program says that he needs $4 billion to implement the 24-hour economy. So far, he's not even been able to be given even $500 million.
Yeah, let's be clear. 4 billion, almost 80% or 70% financed by the private sector. That's what the policy said.
He says he needs, when they were implementing, when they were making the campaign promise, they never said the private sector was going to support.
But I'm just telling you what's in the document. I'm not
what they said in opposition, you can read the document to the hearing, whether you heard what the private sector will complement the 24-hour economy. The president said 1 job, 3 shifts. They were going to implement, and the coordinator said he needs 4 billion.
Yes.
That 4 billion, we've not even been, he's not
but
even
I'm just
been,
telling you, by way of information, that what we have on paper, the policy document, is clear that the rest of the funding will come from the private sector. There'll just be a seed commitment.
And I'll still take you back that when the president was campaigning with 24-hour economy, he never said the private sector was going to come in. That is, now, again, the president under 12 months has been able to sack about 30,000 youth from their employment. this cannot be said to be a good handling of a country where you promise to rather employ the youth, you ended up sacking them. So it's like plus and minus.
Who's been sacked?
But a lot of the youth from different departments, you are here, Blessed. I can go join online and show you where, by the stroke of the pen of the chief of staff, many people have been sacked. There are recruitments that were done.
30,000.
I said about 30,000. I'm not specific as to the figure. The employment offers of some people.
You are noted for reading sources.
So
on the show.
I'll help you with that.
Yes. So where's your source for the 30,000?
I have a litany of. Let me flow. Blessed.
Okay, I'll allow you.
I beg you. You see, the chief of staff issued a letter. That's a fact. That people employed after 7th December should not be, their employment offer will be nullified. Is that not it?
Okay.
Good. But we had people who were sacked. Even many of the new media outlets carried that, who justify. In fact, Bank of Ghana even faced that issue. Before I understand later they were recalled. Some of these things, Joy FM, you find them.
You're saying 30,000 people.
But you see, I said about 30,000 people, but I'll try to get the figure.
Yes, the figure.
And again, in their first budget, they promise of employing teachers, 50,000 teachers and 10,000 non-teaching staff. As we talk, before the end of 2025 has ended, they've not been able to meet up to that standard. Again, you see, Hajj is a pillar of Islam, but it is not mandatory pillar of Islam. It is for those who have the means. What the president promised to that the Zongo people say, I should echo it for them, is that he's promised them Soyaya Fund, which I know you are not even aware of Soyaya Fund. Good, but it's there in their budget. They call Soyaya Fund. You see, they're even surprised. They're hearing for the first time. It's there in the NDC's budget, Soyaya Fund, a fund dedicated to the Zongo communities. I hope many of you are looking at me with surprise. It's there in their budget.
You have the benefit of being in the community. That's
called Soyaya Fund. I'm a Zongo person, so I'm echoing their voices here. That the Soyaya Fund has not been implemented. It's a fund they said they were going to they will be setting up to take care of the supporting of Zongo women by giving them kind of small stipend. Please, Blessed.
For the sake of
under the 12th month, we've experienced series of conflict, and for the first time, Ghanaians became refugees under President Mahama. Lastly, Blessed, just give me 30 seconds. Give me 30
let's
seconds.
Be mindful of time so we don't overrun. Let me hear from you. Then the gentleman at the back. Please, when you have the opportunity, just do that for me in a minute.
Thank you very much.
So I can.
To me, I cannot stand here and say the president hasn't done anything within 1 year. In fact, we cannot assess a government within just a year. He has done a lot, but let's ask ourselves the promises he gave Ghanaians, especially on Galamsey. The promise on Galamsey, arresting campaigns, and then he came back to tell us that he's going to rather deport foreigners who are into Galamsey. In Ghana here, we know about 80% of the campers are foreigners. So meaning the fight against Galamsey has become something else. And then even before they came to power, we had many youth demonstrating on the streets of this country on the Galamsey issue. And also, I think this reset does not include teachers. Because recently, when the president met with we saw teachers crying up for about 12 months. They've worked for about 12 months and they've received about 2 months' salary. Now, let's say the president did go with reducing the ministry to about 30 or 29. But I would say that which ministry is working? Within the 1 year, which ministry? I cannot. No,
you're not in the country.
The Ministry of Interior.
No, okay. Let me give you an example. The Finance Ministry has.
So I'll land on there because all the other ministries are now hiding behind the Finance Ministry.
Okay. That's what you mean by the ministry.
All the other ministries.
So everyone is hiding behind.
Interior Ministry is there. Education Ministry. If the Education Ministry even post the placement of students. The person who would have been even placing them to researchers became a problem. I've never said this has never happened before, but we thought the reset. You
feel every ministry should work well.
Should work well, but it's and then now about the Ministry of Finance. How long are we going to inject money just to make sure our city appreciates? How long?
But you're enjoying. I'm
enjoying it now. I'm enjoying it. I would say it's a short-term plan because every year we're going to make sure we inject. Why don't we use that money?
All right.
to industrialize this country.
All right.
So that we can export more than we import.
Okay.
To make sure we make the economy stable.
All right. Let me do the two gentlemen behind me. Behind you guys. Yes. Please be brief, so I can just we can just move on. Yes, a minute each. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Blessed. I believe that our brothers in the NPP, I don't know which Ghana they find themselves in, but I think they have created a different version of Ghana for themselves, where in that Ghana, they don't seem to enjoy any benefits and they don't seem to appreciate anything that the government of the day is doing. But then, I just want to inform them or make them aware that the President John Mahama has been in office just 1 year, and we can all bear witness that there has never been any corruption scandal. And in the erstwhile administration, things that we witnessed, it was every single day there was a scandal. And I think
you're exaggerating when you say every single day.
Almost every single, literally, almost every single day, there was a new scandal that was coming up. And so these are some of the dynamics that they are not so used to. But all the same, I will give President John Mahama 100 over 100 for his performance, because I think...
you're not worried about illegal mining, for instance?
Blessed, we are all seeing the Galamsey successes. The Galamsey success, I mean, President John Mahama is fighting the Galamsey very well. And right now, responsible mining is in place. There are effective structures. Last time we were on this show, we all agreed that there are no mining in the forest reserves. So that's very remarkable, and we must appreciate it. Thank you.
You know what, gentlemen, I apologize to you. For the sake of time, let me just come to my panelists. In the course of the conversation, give you the opportunity. Solomon also is here, Ivan is here. But ladies first, they say, isn't it? So let's give the opportunity to Janet to start off. You just had a mix of reactions. Some say, well, it's been good. Some say it's been bad. But for you as a businesswoman, I'm sure that by now you're enjoying a reduction in the fuel prices. Foreign exchange is also quite favorable.
Blessed. Let me greet you. Let me greet my co-panelists.
Yeah.
Let me greet our
audience,
and then the audience outside. It's true that President Mahama, when we talk about the CD, before the MPP left, the CD was 16 Ghana cedis to $1. It was 14 Ghana cedis to $1. Okay. And now the CD is about 10 cedis something pesos. It is remarkable. And then when you look at fuel was also 14 cedis, 75 pesos when the MPP were leaving. Yeah. Today you can get fuel for 10 decent cedi. Yeah. I think this is a remarkable achievement that we should praise the NDC government for what they have done. They've done well. I think the Minister for Energy should be praised. This is a guy who have been passionate about fuel and its other components. They are in power, and he's actually doing it. And I think that we should give them the credit for what they are doing.
For managing the economy well.
For managing these sectors very well. Okay. Because when you look at the impact of fuel in the lives of Ghanaians, I would say that it is the bourgeoisie, those who are rich, who are benefiting. The ordinary Ghanaian is not benefiting from the 10 cedi fuel.
Janet.
Transportation fares who have reduced. When fuel was 10 cedis, how much was transportation? It was about from Accra to my place, Odomi, was about 3 cedis or something. Today, fuel is 10 cedis, and yet the amount is about 7 cedis or 8 cedis. How are they benefiting from that? They are not benefiting. The ordinary Ghanaian is not benefiting from the fuel. Now,
Janet, but how much did you buy your fuel?
I'm benefiting. I'm saying, how many people in Ghana have their own cars? When we talk about politics, politics is supposed to target the masses. Politics doesn't target the rich. If you're a politician and you come in with a perception that I'm coming to make the rich people richer and those who are poor poorer, that's not a political party we should appreciate. Or you don't see that. Because the people that are suffering are the masses.
Janet.
Look at, when we are looking at the number of Ghanaians who are having cars, when we want to total the population, how many of Ghanaians have cars? Maybe 20%. And the 80%, they are using private vehicles.
GPRTU did a press conference, I recall, praising the president for how they've handled the fuel prices.
They have praised him. praising the half.
Yeah, but so
where is the reduction? When fuel was 10 cedis, Dome to Accra was 3 cedis. Today, fuel is 10 cedis. Dome to Accra is about 7 cedis or 8 cedis. My question is, the GPRTU praising the government, is that it?
So don't you feel that governance is a combined effort? I mean, these groups, the drivers, I mean, you don't expect the president to set the prices for them, is it? So why would you appeal to the drivers to reduce the prices?
I never voted for a driver. If I knew the government will be incompetent and can't do anything when oppressors are oppressing the masses, I will not go and be joining a queue to vote.
No, Janet, if you were the president now,
if I were to be the president
would you have ordered GPRTU to reduce the prices?
Not like I am going. You see, so that is where you are wrong. The people that brought free market into the system, I mean America and co. These are people who don't even give power to transportation industry to do everything that they want. I'm saying that the government,
would you have reduced prices if you were?
When you go to the Western countries, the government do not do free market system for things like food. When you talk about rent, when you talk about transportation,
you feel there's some level of intervention.
They try to do intervention.
Yes, but you cannot force. What I'm saying is that you cannot force the sector players to reduce their prices.
When you are telling me that you cannot force the sector, that is why Ghanaians should not be voting for a political party that can force them. Any political party that cannot force a transportation sector to reduce prices to help the masses, that political party is not supposed to contest in elections, because it means you are incompetent at the word go, and you should not. Let me tell you something. So now we have fuel prices going down and the masses are not benefiting. Let's go to the stabilization of the city.
Yes.
The city has been stabilized. Is it not true? It is true. Then you go to the markets to buy things. For instance, I always use Belakwa water. Belakwa water, when President Nanado was leaving office, was 27 Ghana cedis. And the cedi was $1 is what? 14 cedi. It even went to 16 cedi. The dollar went to 16 cedi or 17 cedis during their reducing. And Belakwa water was around 25 to 27 Ghana cedis. Today, the cedi is 10 cedis to $1, and Belakwa water is 35 cedis and 36 Ghana cedis. And when you go to places like Western region and others, it's 40 Ghana cedis to 45 Ghana cedis.
So your point is?
So my point is the stabilization of the cedi has no effect on the ordinary Ghanaian. Let me tell you, I'm eating TZ. Let me tell you, I eat TZ. So I go to the market, the Domi market, to buy a corn flour, the Alunka. Alunka used to be, during the Akufo-Addo's era, it was 30 Ghana cedis. It was between 25 Ghana cedis to 30 Ghana cedis. Today, a flour of Alunka is 40 Ghana cedis, and the cedi is what? 10 cedi to $1. Is my life situation improving, or is it deteriorating?
Is that not a simplistic way of looking at things? Okay,
listen,
let me open you up to the figures, and then just hold on for me. Let me open you up to the figures. Then I get your thoughts, guys. Let's listen to this. Look, inflation went as high as 54%, which means that the government was in control, took over at a reduced inflation rate, yet saw an inflation of prices on the market all the way to 50. Now you have someone who stabilized that and brought that even into single digits. So why would you blame this administration for an increment in prices that started from elsewhere?
I am saying that I told Ghanaians that when you vote for the NDC, your life will not be better. It will go worse.
But you can't force these people to reduce the prices.
You see, so what I'm saying is that with this, their cedi that Atu is forcing, he's forcing prices of goods and services are rising. Atu is forcing prices of goods and services are rising. So all what I'm saying is that whatever they are doing is good. But it's good for who? Is it the ordinary Ghanaian? No. Let's talk about their campaign promises, as I heard Kamal talk about. Campaign promises. You promise 3-shift jobs to our youth. When you look at the unemployment rate in Ghana, it is a pandemic. So when you came in with your campaign message that you were going to give 3-shift jobs, not to any place, that the public sector, you said this ministry will employ this. Then the people voted for you. All of a sudden, you came back to your senses. Then you brought somebody else to come and do analysis, pushing things to the private sector. Did they vote for you for? Did the people vote for you for public sector, or they voted for you for private sector?
DVLA is doing their 24-hour service, right?
No,
So,
I like it. I like
GBL is doing that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So there are some examples to point to the fact that it's doing that.
I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm happy.
I'll come to you. Yes, I'll give you the opportunity.
I'm happy that they are doing this 24-hour economy.
Guys, I'll come to you. I'll give you the opportunity.
What was the reason of the 24-hour economy? To employ people. My family members, my party people have been watching the government like this for them to bring out advertisement for them to apply. How did they pick these people without our knowledge? No, how did the government pick people into Gapoha, pick people into DVLA, and the thing was not advertised? No, where is the advertisement for us to listen? 24-hour economy advertisement, where is it? We never saw. So all what I'm saying is that the president is not delivering on his manifesto. Let me talk about the Women's Bank.
Okay,
the last one.
The
Women's Bank, which I was so passionate about.
Yes.
Because, come to think of it, this Women's Bank idea President Mahama picked is my brainchild. It's not him.
Hey.
He just used the Women's Bank on it.
In
2020 election, I came out with a statement. It's in the media.
Okay.
And I said, if our party comes to power, that time I was in PNC. I said, when the PNC comes to power, one of the things we will do is to order commercial bank, NIB and ADB to give loans with low interest rate to market women to do their businesses.
How is that
because
women's development?
And then the president comes in that he is rather using a women's development. Where is the Women's Development Bank? I'm going to give a simple advice to the president. He can start this women's bank in commercial bank, because the commercial bank has structures in all the 261 districts. So he can pick just a place and call it Women's Bank, and they will start distributing money to our women. This 240 million that he gave to Sami Jemfi, and it went into the air. That money would have been able.
Which money?
Oh, the 240 million that got missing. That they said that it is
not money that's missing.
It is off-takers fee transaction.
You know that.
Those off-takers fees should have been able to channel into this Women's Bank, and I tell you, Ghana would have been better.
Okay, but just to put it on record that we all heard the finance minister release the budget for 2026. The Women's Development Bank has been captured in that with allocation for that.
The last time, 2025,
yes,
they allocated money. Not even a single dime was given. Then they've come back. It's a repetitive thing that the government is doing.
But Janet,
the government is a talker. He's a talker and not a doer. We are tired of him saying, I will build this for this. Anybody can say that. Me too. I will build heaven for the people of Ghana.
But it's in the budget. Okay. So the bond, yes.
Well. We are back to the same old story. And I'm happy that I'm here and Janet is doing all this. It's very important. First of all, let me say I will rather grade or analyze the president based on what he said during the inauguration, the 7th of January 2025. Right. What he said and what he promised the people of this country. Remember, President Mahama has been given 1,460 days, out of which he has already expended 360.
Oh, it's gone?
It's 368 days. So we have about 1,092 days for him to go. And so for you...
No,
that one is out of it. That one, if anybody is harboring that, if he's going to have 30, when are you going to be the president?
He doesn't want to be part of the
Absolutely.
So really, at the inauguration, the president mentioned 4 areas that he was focusing on.
Yeah.
He said he was going to stabilize the macroeconomic environment, which was very necessary. The GTP that we represented to him when he won the elections, we had said that anybody that won election 2024, the key issues to deal with was the economic or the macroeconomic environment. You can't have a country where the inflation was to the roof. And if Janet is downplaying the effect of inflation, then I'm very surprised, because as we speak, if you go to Tehran, Iran, the people are bent on taking out the government. And you know the reason? They say inflation has gotten to 40%. Remember, Mahmoud Bawumia and Akufo-Addo took us to 54%. So if Iranians were Ghanaians, if at 40% they are chasing the president out, 54, what would they have done? They would have bent them. So you cannot downplay it here. In 2022, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the Sri Lankan president, the Gen Zs, they forced him out. Why? Because inflation was 52%. So So the Ghanaians' resilience levels cannot be downplayed. And for me, if today inflation is at 5.4%, and as a director of communication of the United Party, why would I come and sit here and say the president has not and the government has not done well? In any case,
and why are you blaming Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the NPP for that? They say there were external shocks, which so many reports
that
have
is
pointed
even the most ridiculous. No, don't ever entertain it. You see, the fight between Ukraine and Russia is at the all-time high. That's heightened more than ever. Are they not still fighting?
Yeah, but
when lazy minds are leading this country, they find all sort of beautiful nonsense to support any unseriousness. Are they still not fighting?
Yeah, but maybe it started when?
It started when? So we are still in the same equation. The same factors. Remember last year we experienced COVID. Well, you were in this country. One University of Ghana, Lagos said, they were restricting people movement. So this administration has also faced the very issues that confronted.
But not as magnificent as not as big, I should say, as COVID.
As we speak, America has entered Venezuela.
Yeah.
That has the highest oil deposit, 303 billion barrels. Can you imagine if it was the NPP that was in power? This would have been an avenue to say that, yes, that's why the city is going up. Everything, it must affect us. But you see, you must not buy this argument, because when it comes to fuel, do you know that Ghana is a net exporter of crude? So if the prices of crude is going up, it means we have to benefit from it, because we are also exporting crude. If anybody comes to give you this excuse, what it means is that they do not respect.
So when President Akufo-Addo was giving you free water and free electricity, you enjoyed it in silence.
He never gave anybody free water.
Oh, you did, but you got. I mean,
COVID time,
they give you free.
Your face and told us that they cooked 54 million Ghana cedi worth of food. 54 million Ghana cedi worth of food. In the Bible, when Jesus fed the multitude, he didn't even quote that 54 million. These people smoke, they went to cycle, sell some 1 or 2 half-baked food, and they sell 54 million.
So how can you say that?
These people, what they have done, you see,
I'm saying to you that when President Akufo-Addo gave you free water,
he never gave me free water
and electricity, you enjoyed it. You were silent about that.
President Akufo-Addo never gave us free water because my bill was still the same.
So are you saying that there was never a policy where people were giving free water?
Only announced it, but never implemented it.
My bill, enjoy that?
My bill was always the same, and I can bring you all my bills. If you are going to give me 15 minutes, I'll rush to the house and go and bring the bills.
So who took the electricity and the water?
Nobody. That's why I told you that they came to tell you that they cooked 54 million Ghana cedi worth of food. Did you eat some? Janet, did you eat some? Did you eat some?
The vulnerable.
No, I'm asking you.
I'm not vulnerable. No, I could prove. It wasn't for everybody.
I can. Did you eat some?
Political.
No, Ivan, did you eat some?
I had my own.
Audience, did you eat some? Did you eat some? Did you eat some? Did you eat some? This guy never had some, but because of cheap politics, he said, I enjoy. What did you enjoy? Did you eat what? So the people came to deceive the minds. The president, John Mahama, goes to inauguration and tells the entire country that when I come, I will stabilize the macroeconomic environment. And true to that, inflation is down, exchange rate is down, fuel prices are down, debt to GDP is down, we have, reserve position improved. Why would I come and say that the president hasn't done well?
Listen to the analysis of Janet. Janet says, look, you are doing all of these things, but the prices on the market, it's not reflective of that.
First of all, we are operating a free market enterprise.
So we allow them to abuse the system?
No, you see, that we are a consumer market. In the same way, you say, it depends on where she's even buying.
Okay.
And I'm not going to begrudge her of the figures that she's churning out.
You feel she's buying from a different market?
Maybe, because I have also seen people, and I also buy things that the prices have reduced.
What has reduced? What are you buying at the price?
No, cement.
Cement
has reduced. I buy cement. It has
as in the figures?
Yes, it has reduced. But I will not be glad, because you go to market, there are 2 sets of people selling. If you decide to go and buy from, in fact, Coca-Cola, you know Coke, it's sold outside like, say, is it 5 or 10 cedis? Okay. And when you go to a club, they sell 100 cedis. It's a choice. You understand? And that is why we must be very careful.
But Janet is asking, how many Ghanaians can afford cement, she says it's not, basic necessity.
It's not a basic necessity.
No, but the
it's
point is
for the bourgeoisie.
you see,
if you don't have money.
It would have been worse. The understanding of inflation. What is inflation in the first place? Inflation is the general price level.
The rate at which
it increases.
Yeah, right.
So it would have been worse if you were still under the old regime.
Yeah.
Now, the other things that she said has to do with policy directions. I agree that if the government is doing well at the macro level, there has to be implementation committee.
Yeah.
A sector like the transport sector, any serious economy, you don't allow GPRT to be
take advantage.
You go to Singapore, they have Land Transport Committee Authority.
Yeah.
They determine how prices are fixed. You go to UAE, the state itself is running the taxi.
So if you are rating the president on percentages, what are you giving the president?
I'm not a fan of percentage, but because it's like I said, he has been given 1,460 days. And he has, but the point is that the first year has been phenomenal. Has been phenomenal. And it is how you see, no Ghanaian must wish that his president fails. Because when the president fails, it is all of us that have failed. When the erstwhile administration...
But when Akufo-Addo fails to manage...
We were helping Akufo-Addo. You see, what people do not understand...
You're not picking and choosing. You are
under President Akufo-Addo's regime. I remember 2018, I was on GH1 when they were about to start the National Cathedral. That time I was a National Communications team member of the NPP. Right. I went on it, I said, look, Mr. President, what you are going to do will destroy your administration.
Oh, you told him?
I told on air, the videos are there. At that time, I was a National Communications team member. When I left the studios, the flag, everybody, I said, look, I was not taken to school to be following nonsense. Excuse my French. Now, what has been the main nemesis of the erstwhile administration? The hole is still there. So when you belong to a political party and that party is doing something that is not good for the image of the country and the party, voice out. That will shape your party. But you see, we have been cowed into submission. There is a fear that when you are within a political party, you must not. They say, don't wash your dirty linen outside. If you don't wash your dirty linen outside, how will people see that it's not clean?
So the president has done well. Ivan, you agree?
Please, Bless.
Okay.
Bless. He said something about the cement.
Yes, cement.
It's true.
But it's a fact, yeah?
Are you aware?
But if it is true, what is
are you aware that?
No. Are you aware that?
Are you aware?
Don't let her waste time here.
When
she's wasting your time.
When that cost 1,200, it's now 4,500. And I have evidence.
What's costing?
Rent. That used to cost 1,200.
So rent.
It's now 4,500. Cement.
Demand and supply situation.
Cement price has reduced.
Demand and supply situation.
Ivan, let me come to you.
Conditions of Ghanaians have become
I get that.
But if you say what I said is true, what were you debating? What are you?
I'm just telling you that it's not.
Rent is also going up. Okay.
Rent is going
all right.
up.
Let's listen to Ivan. I'll get back to you. Yeah, I'll get back to this.
Blessed. Let me say Happy New Year to our listeners and viewers across the country and to everyone here. I think 1 year of President Mahama, for me, if you want to do a very dispassionate political analysis, devoid of partisan influences or whatever, you might start by looking at where we were
in the past.
To be able to track your progress as a human being, you need to take a step back to identify or to realize where you were, and you look at your current situation. In between that fine line, that is where you'll be able to tell whether you've made a progress or not. Prior to the election, we all saw the circumstances in this country, the sort of outcry in the public. The economic space, I think the economy was actually described as junk by reputable credit rating agencies around the world, to the extent that we could not even get out there to borrow because the economic figures were so dirty. We had no other option than to rush to IMF for a certain bailout.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia brought the gold for reserves policy. It saved us. It brought some oil into the country. I mean, we're almost
you see,
turning the corner.
If you look at the picture out there, it is not me telling. It's a revealing story that was across the country, to the extent that we were actually sending emissaries to go out there and negotiate on our behalf because we defaulted on our external debt obligations, and even internally we defaulted because the DDEP came in and individuals who have sent their money to bank, the government forcefully took it over. People complained, but at the end of the day, it didn't materialize. We were on the how do you call it? We went to the Eurobond.
Yes.
Floated a lot of bonds. Within a short period of 4 years, we had at about $11.2 billion. At the end of the day, we defaulted. We had to postpone, and now the government has resumed paying. So the fact of the reality of the situation was that the situation was really terrible in terms of the economic figures. Solo has mentioned the numbers, and these are very key because if you go back to 2012, when the Arab Spring started, some of these key indicators actually gave rise
to
some
not
of the
being extreme. I mean, Ghanaians are peace-loving people. We love to use the ballots, but you guys are citing example. Iran.
Yes.
Is that not too?
They are wearing suits and playing by the bush. These people, they like their living.
Russians are peaceful people.
This is a democratic government.
You see,
they are wearing suits and wearing using boots to rule.
But are you living on a different planet or in a different country?
This country.
You see,
in this country.
So I'm telling you.
I'll give you the time.
Yes, I'm telling you this to rationalize where we are, which has been downplayed by a lot of people because people don't see the essence of Ghana having a single-digit inflation number. People don't see why we should have a 45% debt to GDP.
Yeah.
Our external debt component has dropped almost 100 billion because of the cedi. And are you aware that in 2024, according to Bloomberg, our currency was the worst performing currency among 133 currencies that was tracked by Bloomberg? We were only ahead of the Russian, the ruble, and you know why. Even the most useless currency around the world, which is the kwacha, the Zambian kwacha, was ahead of Ghana. But in the middle of this year, per the same Bloomberg, Ghana cedi became the best performing currency. And for the first time in 30 years, the cedi posted 41% appreciation, which according to Bloomberg, since 1994, they started tracking currency. We have never seen that appreciation. So for me, these are the clear indicators giving you the certain semblance of hope that where we were, we are not out of the woods, yes, but a certain radical transformation is happening for us to build on as a country.
Then you should side with Janet when she says it's not over yet. Ghanaians are not really feeling the impact of
it will be crazy for anybody to just say where we are out of the woods. You understand? It's a process. That's what I'm saying. John Mahama is not a magician. He just took over from this started economy, and all of a sudden you tell a story that the whole problem has been solved. No. It will be building up gradually because some of the rating agencies have come back home. They are rewriting their books. Ghana today is becoming a bit credit worthy, and as it stands now, we are not going out to borrow because with the gold board intervention, at least a certain substantial amount of money has been infused into the system, and that has given certain relief to the commercial banks. I listen to a lot of people who say, "Oh, they are pushing money into the system, and the money is getting lost." You see, I think sometimes we must be very careful in order not to advertise ignorance in public. Because you see, when they say central bank is shoving up the cedi, they don't just, the central bank is not a charity organization that goes and say, I have dollars, come and take it. No. Because our reserve, we have exceeded the limit that according to the IMF negotiation that we had extra, the central bank had a lot of cash reserve in the form of dollars. The commercial banks are not having. So it's just a matter of selling those dollars to the commercial banks and take out whatever equivalence, whether cedi or, and that has actually resulted in the number of the kind of
IMF. That same IMF is saying we are making losses.
No. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is a different thing. I'm talking about the gold board intervention bringing into this economy. Yeah. $10 billion.
We're not saying gold board is making losses.
Yes.
I'm just saying, but IMF on the other hand is saying that the central bank is making losses.
You see, if you look at
the positive.
Hello.
Okay.
If you look at the IMF report, the funny thing is that people quickly just wanted to create something and insert it on gold board. But I have read the report. It's about 130 something page document. There is nowhere in that report where they said gold board has been running a loss.
I get that.
But you see, the gold for oil intervention that was introduced in 2022 by Dr. Baumia, just go and track that particular policy intervention, because the reason why we went for that particular option was that we didn't have dollars at the time. The dollar was rising ahead of the currency. We were virtually in crisis. Then they decided if that is the case, then we don't have the dollar. We could not go to the external market to borrow. We relied on external, internal people who have given their money to bank. They suck all the CDs. Now you don't have dollars. Then what do? Then they said, okay, let us start buying gold,
yes.
so that we send it outside in exchange. We get, how do you call it? We're able to buy oil.
Yeah, but they were trading that through the Bank of...
Exactly.
Yes.
But that particular intervention was as a result of a crisis that has arisen at the time. It wasn't meant to generate income. So when they went to the ground to buy gold, they bought it at a rate that was eventually going to give us a loss. So if you go to the Bank of Ghana audited account, you realize that the 2022, when the policy was introduced, we ran a loss of 2.15 billion Ghana cedis. The following year, it was 4.85. So in between the 2 years, the numbers were almost $7 billion. That tells you that the whole idea was infusing a certain amount of dollars into the system. But ask yourself, was it able to intervene the situation? Because the dollar was still rising. So that tells you that if Bank of Ghana is continuing the same initiative, then the probability that that particular loss or occasion is quite obvious.
Okay, but we are making the trading laws, and yeah, for now in this administration, we are seeing some level of better performance of the CD.
Yes.
Jenny's point is that look, that's not trickling down to the average Ghanaian who voted for the president.
That depends how you say it. But I'm trying to explain how this infusion has brought all the indicators down.
Yes.
And that eventually is having impact on the life of people.
Is it not just on paper?
No,
it's not just on paper.
No, that is a very narrow appreciation.
You know,
I'll give you the time.
Janet says she is not an ordinary person.
Yes.
She is a bourgeois.
I never said that.
You said
there is no way.
You said it.
I said
when you're going to discuss that, you are going to be telling. Why do you change your mind?
Don't say something I never said.
Ordinary.
I said vulnerable people in society. And I'm not vulnerable.
That is even good.
I'm not vulnerable.
That is even good.
Yeah.
You are not vulnerable.
Yeah.
How do you know that people are not benefited down there? How do you know that those that you describe as vulnerable?
I'm not talking about that.
Experience.
Exactly. So you are not.
I have not said that. I'm saying that when I go to buy things, I see the amount.
But Janet,
you see, Janet, you know what?
Someone is saying, just hold on.
Yes.
Someone is saying that you don't belong to the class that
not
you're
like I don't
speaking
belong.
for, because
I'm
you're
not,
saying that this is about the ordinary Ghanaian.
Some of the things, our people took it, and we saw them using it.
Yes.
You see, and they will say that you, this household, no, you are better off.
Yes.
I won't give
but
you.
But you get this analysis that
no, I'm getting this analysis.
You're not there. You don't feel how the people.
I saw it. How
did you see?
Because I
how did you see? How did you see?
We were informed.
Evan, I'll come back.
At that time, you were not an important person, so they didn't tell you. At that time, I was the National Women's Organization.
You have always been important person.
Oh yes, in politics.
So now, the challenge that we were having, the challenge that we were having with the inflow of this FS, with this FS to this certain extent, then if you look at the larger policy option or the larger policy outcome, the objective is to ensure that we get this inflow, and it has come to stabilize. And I'm telling you, it's the reason why today Bank of Ghana can confidently take money and tell the commercial bank, hey, come for dollars when people come, and that has stabilized the currency. And that has a trickling down effect on almost every sector, because once you're able to stabilize your currency at the microeconomic level, a lot of things will be taken care of.
You remember, you don't take the average trotro that someone is taking.
I do take trotro. I do.
And I reduce the prices?
But I know that you drive.
But you see, it will be a very.
Are you not making things up because you don't do it on a daily? Someone who does it on a daily.
It will be a very narrow appreciation. So just look at trotro and make such a
bring something. Bring something that the ordinary.
I am not here to bring any. But I'm telling you, it's very narrow to appreciate.
Is not about
that because trotro has not reduced, and for that particular reason, the economy. No, when you're doing serious political analysis, you just look at the indicators, the numbers, and you can do the tracking down. Very often we all advocate.
Okay, so the last time you took trotro,
Okay.
Solo, I'm not sure Solo has done that. Solo, you're also taking the two of you are today.
You know, a typical Ghanaian attitude.
Ivan has taken more time than any of us.
No.
You spoke for 15 minutes. I started.
You are even interjecting.
Ivan,
I saw this.
Okay, so I'll get back to you.
Today I want to play.
Ivan, the last time you took Trotro,
you know when you
what was the experience? Janet, I'll give you the time.
Okay.
Janet, I'll give you the time. The last time you took Trotro, how was it like in terms of the pricing?
Oh, I think it was normal. What we've been paying, you understand?
So you're also agreeing, are you?
Oh, yes. You see, actually, I haven't been tracking. But, you see, I am not looking at the economic impact in terms of Trotro. That would be a very narrow appreciation, you understand? That's why I'm saying that you just need to look at it from a larger perspective, you understand? Somebody mentioned that he's a student and some relief have come. And there are several people, there are people who also see this cement, iron rod, kind of way as their daily something. You think it is not a daily thing, but to somebody it's a daily thing. So there are several facets that you can analyze it from. If you want to do proper tracking down analysis, yes, we may argue that there are some people who are unwilling, and that is quite sure, because in a democracy sometimes you can't put gun to the head of people and force them to reduce. But the fact is that at the larger level, things are really getting better, and for me that is something that we need to celebrate. So this whole intervention by the president, for me, I think it has really generated this kind of sense of hope for Ghanaians. And if you look at other areas, until recently, corruption became so much institutionalized.
So what rates will you give the president in terms of performance?
I don't want to give a certain percentage, but I just hope that we'll be able to build on, because all that we want is the realization of the Ghanaian dream. And I think with the president, he is focused on building this particular economy, and for me, that is what I'm for.
What matters. Janet and Solo, I'll come to you. I think there are some burning questions for you guys from the back there. And Kamal, let's go to the gentleman at the back, because I was going to give him the opportunity. Because you are going to make a point quickly. And
thank you very much, Mr.
Yeah, so be brief, so I can come back to Solo and the others. Yes.
I think that from the submissions we've seen from our very respectable panelists, one thing that runs across is how economic performance is going to trickle down to ordinary people. And really, that's a righteous point to make, because a good economic performance that really does not touch the vulnerable people in society is as good as a bad economy. And so, to the extent that there is some level of evidence to show that the good economic performance that we are seeing is not trickling down to the good people of Ghana, I think that we have to all join in the chorus in making sure that we see a solution to it. But what's the solution really? There is no really free economy across the world. If there were a free economy, then what's the purpose of a government in the first place? So I believe that to the extent that the government is allowing a free market economy to pan out in a country, there must be some level of fetters.
So you feel you should crack the whip on GPRTU and
particularly GPRTU, because transport fares really goes down to affect every other thing in the economy. And one other thing, even aside that, is that not every commercial driver affiliates with the GPRTU, because and as a result of that, you may have GPRTU even asking its members to reduce prices or transport fares, but you will still have some elements across the transportation sector who will still be keeping their prices so high. And we saw an evidence of that in the previous administration. It got to a point, government called on them to reduce prices, GPRTU heeded, but we still had some drivers doing that. So the point I'm essentially trying to make is that let's get to a point where governments can be able to get some sector players to be able to manage their operations in order that it can help the ordinary Ghanaian.
But on a scale of 10?
On a scale of 10, 6 will do.
Okay, for the
president.
6 will do,
exactly. Particularly on the basis of the underperformance of the budget estimates. Because, for instance, the sector where some of us have interest, which is the energy sector, looking at PIAC, for instance, PIAC tells us that out of a budget that they presented, an estimate that they presented for the finance minister to take into consideration, they gave them only 21%. And even out of that 21%, it was just 40% that was allocated to them by the end of the year. And this is a cause for worry. So I think that to that extent, 6% would be a fair assessment.
Yes, there's a gentleman behind you. Yes, briefly. Yes, be snappy about it. Yes.
Thank you, Blessed, for the opportunity, and a happy new year to all of us here. My point is that what shall it profit us to have macroeconomic indicators if it's not trickling down to the ideal personality in the country? Yes, we may have stability, and it's obvious because when you track economic records from 2008, we had same. 2017, people were jubilating, and this time. So it's like almost every first year of the new government, we tend to have stability. But then the issue is that after the first year or second year, what happens? When we start constructing roads, when we start building, when pressure comes on ministers to deliver, what happens? Because almost all the sectors of the economy, the service, the agric, and then the industry, we cannot say the country is having hold of any of them. It's in the hands of foreigners. So the very moment, and then we are gambling our economy on foreign, what is happening elsewhere. So today, if the gold market crashes, what can this government say that we've done to the economy? We've bundled all our hopes on the gold. Now, should gold prices plummet, what happens? So I think going forward, we should build our fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? If you are holding on to industries, agric, services, then we know that on any day, if one sector is not happening, at least we can hope of getting the other sectors. But we cannot pinpoint and say that this sector is the country as a whole is having
on a scale of 10?
It depends on the sector. Because general maybe 7.
Oh, 7.
It's fairly good because it's expected of a new government to create stability. But after the first year or second year, that's when you get to know the real truth of the economy.
The gentleman in front of you has been burning to say something. Yes, just a minute.
I have a question for Solomon and Mr. Ivan.
Solomon, yes.
Like the way we are all saying, we know about 80% or 70% of the average Ghanaians do buy food outside. And I know Mr. Solomon and Mr. Ivan, you also do buy food outside. Now let's compare the prices of food during the Sogah government when inflation was higher, and now I know you all don't cook at home every day when you go out. You want to know the difference. How is it now? Price of food and water, because that's what we need most. Even shelter, rent, and other things. That's what we need most. So we want to know if you buy food outside. I know not all of us can cook at home. Not all of us. But if you go to Mokola, Abogoloshi, Katamant, and the rest, those there do not cook at home. They come out and buy food outside. We want to know the price of food now and then. We are talking about inflation. We should be real to ourselves. Okay. The average Ghanaians are suffering. All right. They are still suffering.
On a scale of 10 for you? Okay.
Blessed. I have. I want to draw Ivan's attention.
Please note down your concerns. Just note down
Ivan was so much fixated about.
It's about food. I'll remind you. It's about food. Yes.
About Bloomberg. This is under Nanado, former President Nanado. This is Ghana Web. 3rd February 2020.
Yes.
Ghana cedi is the best performing currency in the world against the US dollar. Bloomberg, the same Bloomberg. And I don't think you can contradict yourself again.
Yeah.
Talking about rises of items, even though we have stability, this is Oliver Vomewo, I think.
Yeah, Baka.
Yeah. How is on GH1? How is the economy doing better if prices are being increased everywhere?
So
now, but the bottom line of all the argument is that I acknowledge in my statement that we have single-digit inflation. The cedi is stabilized, but it's not trickling down. So that is the so I've answered you. Now, Blessed, we talked about the GPRTU.
Yeah.
You said the GPRTU praised government
at some point.
At some point,
they did a press conference. You know about that already.
This is City News, City on City FM. That is 8th January 2026. Lower fuel prices not enough for fare reduction. So in summation, we are saying that even though we are seeing all these indicators, fuel being reduced, it's not trickling down to the ordinary Ghanaian, because the ordinary Ghanaian sits in Trotro. He doesn't sit in Land Cruiser. Therefore, if prices are not going down, we know how it affects food pricing and on the market. So these are the things we have to come to the realization that you can't say you have positive indicators. I go down to the market to buy things and I see increases, and then you still tell me to praise the government. Now ask me of the rating. Let me give you.
Overall rating.
Overall rating is 4/10.
Oh, come on. But you just said the president did well with the forex and
So that is a 4/10 I've given.
let me give you the take and then we close the
Good morning to you all.
Yes.
Happy New Year. For me, I can say the government has done quite very well. But the main point for every government is to make sure that every citizen benefit from their government or their administration. See, all the government is doing is very great, but then they should find a mechanism or a system whereby the policies that they are putting in place, the ordinary Ghanaians can feel it, can know that, okay, this is what the government is doing. For me as a student...
Okay, your lived experience. As a
okay,
student,
for me...
saying you received, your colleague was just talking about how you were all happy when you received the...
Okay, I'm in level 300.
Free policy. Okay, you are...
Yeah, I'm in level 300, so I
didn't receive the amount?
No, I didn't receive that. Okay. So talking about prices of fuel, we all see that the city has actually reduced...
So you didn't benefit from that?
No, I didn't benefit from that. So is any time you take car or transportation, the prices are still the same. And you ask drivers that fuel have been reduced, and they will tell you that, so what? So the government should find mechanisms or systems where the policies that they are putting in place can actually take effect, so that we, the ordinary Ghanaians, we know that, okay, this is what the president is doing. Not that we see it on online. It's true that the government is doing well, but on the ground, we don't feel it.
But don't you think that the GPRT people should also do something about the prices?
Okay, with that, the government should be the one putting pressure out there. So if you, the president, you are making sure that the fuel reduces, and there's someone there trying to tarnish your image, you should call that person out and put them to work. Okay, this is what I'm doing, but you are not making my work to be filled at the ground. So the government has to put mechanisms, put people on ground, so that every day there is a report on what is going on, so that we can actually feel it, not just hearing it or seeing it online.
You know that what I'll say? I'll just appeal to GPRT at this moment. I think they should reduce the prices. Janet, you agree with me? There are some messages coming through. Let me just read them briefly so we move on. Isaac from Ho is telling us that, Blessed, I entreat you and others to start visiting provision stores, stationery, bookshops, boutiques, and others, and that you will stop glorifying the so-called single-digit inflation that could be seen on paper but not on the ground. That's from Isaac watching us from home. This one is also coming through from Garu Timpanis from Big Alaska. He says that, please ask my sister Nabla for me. Had she bought a bag of rice during Christmas? That's the question from Garu for you. He says that, how much is a bag of maize in her area? I'm a farmer and I need buyers to buy my maize, but no one is doing so. During the NPP era, a bag of maize was 1,200 Ghana cedis. And today, in Garu Market, he's saying, and I've not verified this, he's saying that in Garu Market, you can get a bag of that same maize at 300 Ghana cedis.
That's what he said. So how come that...
That's his claim.
No, how come...
I'm saying I've not verified that, by the way.
So how come that prices of flour, corn flour, in the market have increased from 25 to 30 cedis to 40 to 45 cedis. Ask him. So Blessed, I wanted to just say that you've heard from all the panelists, both those who are aligned to MPP and NDC. They've all come to the same conclusion that we have a single-digit inflation. We are not chopping inflation, do we? We don't chop all the macroeconomic indicators. What we chop is what we buy and how we feel. Anytime a government comes into place and refuses to listen to Ghanaians, the same people will end up destroying them and sending them away. And that's what the NDC is doing. They should pay attention. The fortunes are not trickling down for the ordinary Ghanaian to feel. And that should be a worry to them.
I think the concerns being raised here are all legitimate because
you had the individual saying that we should go to the
definitely.
shops to check what's
happening. Governance is a multifaceted sort of enterprise. You know, it cut across a larger spectrum. But you see, the concerns being raised as against the inflation there is no correlation. When we say inflation, can you find the meaning of inflation?
Oh, no, it's just
it's an average,
right?
So listen.
If we don't care.
No.
Guys,
how can a youth activist be talking this? He's not a youth activist. Ifan is not a youth activist. You are not a youth activist.
So the point,
allow him to speak.
The point I am making is that you see, the point I'm making is that when you talk about inflation, the average rise in prices going forward. It always takes subsequent effect. It doesn't backtrack. You understand? So when they say inflation has dropped, you don't expect that because the things that were being sold yesterday will drop.
Okay.
It's high. It's highly. It doesn't work that way.
It is doubling. It is doubling.
Guys,
I don't make in the market. 13 Ghana cedis. Something that was 7 cedis, 99 pesos.
And then
13 Ghana
we talk about
So my brother.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so guys, hold on. Everyone have their say. Ivan, let's close the chapter.
Janet, you are fond of doing this. Allow us to run this show.
The two of you can't be able to guide me.
Janet, I'll come back to you.
It's very important we educate the masses on this matter.
Ken Ofori-Atta is that we have to talk about.
The truth of the matter is that
on the point.
I am married, so food is good for me. And so the example that he tried to make, my wife will not be happy about it. But
so you don't buy food?
I don't buy food outside. But even when I do,
every day,
let me say that, like Ivan was saying, when we say inflation, it doesn't mean, because we are not experiencing disinflation. If it was disinflation, it means the prices has to go down. But the rate, I'm a businessman, fortunately. I'm not too sure a lot of you are businessmen. And I was buying ties last year. And we are in 2026, 2024. Yes. If I tell you the experience, you will go to Abu Sokai. You will be standing in front of the Lebanese. And he will be telling you, hold on, let me check dollar price. In your face, he will say that it's 2,000. If you mistake and waste 30 minutes, it will be 2,100. That was the first time I experienced. I had read hyperinflation in books. I experienced it in 2024. So when we are saying that things he is saying it's not true. I heard that I was going to buy it. He says
I bought ties myself.
When did you buy?
At the same level.
You do commercial business. I can give you the number.
Me, I went there to buy ties for myself. My company, our company, I buy it.
Guys, Solo would land. Solo would land. I'll give you the opportunity.
The rate
I'll give you the time. I'll give you
the rate of increase has actually
stabilized.
It has been stabilized. We all that we asked for, and indeed, the summation of all that they were saying is that it has to trickle down. And that is where government's intervention is needed.
Okay, let's do this. Lawyer Frank Davis is joining us this morning as well. He belongs to the Ken Ofori-Atta legal team. We have to talk about the former finance minister who is on detention or in detention in the United States, because we understand that the customs there has picked him up. We need to get updates on that. Counsel, good morning to you. Welcome. I'll just come to you briefly, but I want to complete these messages. This one says JDM is doing absolutely well in terms of the management of the economy. But unfortunately, the 2023 batch of trained teachers, probably that's what Kamal was referring to, are suffering at the hands of the president, the finance minister, and the education minister. They're saying possibly that they would have to receive that pay or, be recruited. I think that's what it's got to do with. Delisco says that I used to love everything about the NDC government until now. They only care about some sectors of the economy and completely ignored others, claiming that there's no money. He's also referring to payments for some individuals, I believe the teachers. But there's another one also here, says the government is doing really good. It is our prayer that they have the marketing price under control and transportation as well. So that adds to what, Solomon also has been saying that, please, we are appealing to those of you in the markets, GUTA, GPRTU. If it's good for all of us. I'll come back to the audience. Good morning to you, Lawyer Frank Davis. Are you in the US now or you're still in Ghana? Happy New Year, by the way.
Good morning. And good morning to your cherished listeners and esteemed viewers. I'm very much in the jurisdiction.
Oh, okay.
I'm not in America. I'm not in Canada. I'm not in the UK.
Yeah, I was worried for you. I thought you were detained as well, together with your clients. That's why. Anyway, so this week we all heard about the case of our former finance minister. We're not, excited because that's our former finance minister, but he's being kept in detention by the U.S. authorities. What can you say about his safety now or his status now as we speak? Do you have any updates now?
From the outset, let me say that Ken is doing extremely well. He's He's taking solving calmly. You all know his nonchalant attitude, and he has adopted the same style. He's very, very calm. He's taking it in his stride, and our counterpart lawyers in America are engaging the Immigration and Customs Enforcement so that this matter is resolved as early as possible, as we say, ASAP. So Ken as well.
Okay, have you seen the video from lawyer Abraham Amaliba? He seems to suggest that you, the lawyers of the former finance minister, the lawyers of Ken Ofori-Atta in Ghana, are not really informed as to what might be his status now, because earlier the lawyers in the US were speaking, but they've gone silent, and that it's now been left to you guys in Ghana to speak on a matter that you're not even aware of. So brief us, have you been updated on whether or not he'll be, deported, he'll be given an opportunity to come himself? I mean, what are you being told by the US officials? Do you know?
What exactly did Amaliba say?
So his argument is that initially when the government triggered the extradition process, we had you, the lawyers here in Ghana, speaking about it, same as those in the US. In fact, there was an interview that was granted the BBC about his, the whole extradition case. But he says, ever since the detention by ICE, the US lawyers have gone silent and they've not made any comments. It's only those of you in Accra, in Ghana, who are speaking on a matter on which you don't have information. What response do you have to that?
Well, Amaliba, my very good friend, is a trained lawyer. And when lawyers talk in this pedestrian manner, I get a bit worried. What does he know about engagement between American lawyers and Ghanaian lawyers?
Meeting with them.
If he's doing a case in Ghana, and there's another leg in America, he's trying to suggest that American lawyers will not give him a feedback as to what is happening. When people have little knowledge of something, it is better for them to keep quiet, but rather go around embarrassing themselves and saying all kinds of things because they want to be heard on radio or to be heard on television. It is needless. And I would urge Amaliba that his government is in power. All right? His government is in power. Okay? Sadinam Atiunu has been convicted regularly and legally by a court of competent jurisdiction. She's a criminal fugitive. And she is in America. Tell him that whilst he's talking about Ken, he should concentrate and tell his attorney general that he should also expedite proceedings to bring Sedinam to Ghana to come and answer for her crime.
The attorney general has told us that he will trigger that process. But I'm concerned about your client. He has. He
will trigger that process when? I think you people should be interested in that rather than 24 of them. Let me get your.
This is our former finance minister who's been arrested. I am as concerned as you are. Are you not concerned? Is he coming back? Have you confirmed whether he will come back, and when is he coming back?
Or you want, or you want to listen to yourself? You have asked me a question. Let me. And kindly stop interrupting me. I beg of your pardon, please. Ken Ofori-Atta, as they picked up by ICE, we all know he's in custody. What every diligent lawyer would do is to assure himself or herself of the processes attendant on the custody. The lawyers in America have filed the process in court, if Amaliba doesn't know. A process has been filed in court to challenge his custody in ICE detention. All right? That process would be heard later this month. What does he expect the lawyers in America to be saying? That is why we are here as his lawyers, because we have a collaboration and a teamwork with American lawyers. The position now is that the lawyers in America have filed the process in court to challenge what ICE have done, and that process will be dealt with very, very soon. So that is the latest on the matter. And if he doesn't have enough information, he should just keep quiet and listen to what's going on. All right? Yeah. The lawyers have activated the process in court. They have filed the process in court. And the merits of that process will be heard pretty soon. So that is
successful. If that is successful, that will leave our former finance minister with the option of either coming back home or going elsewhere, wherever he feels like going. But you told us earlier last year that, once he's done with his treatment, he will avail himself. He'll be in this country. Has he changed his mind on that? Or is the former finance minister still willing to come back to Accra when he's dealt with this case?
He has not changed his mind one bit. But we should all bear and know that if you go for a surgery, you go for a major surgery, you take advice from your medical team as and when you have to embark on the travel. Ken is consulting with his medical team on a daily basis. He's going through the recuperative stage, and if it is all clear for him to come to Ghana, he will come to Ghana.
Means that he's still receiving treatment. Which means that he's still receiving treatment, if I get you right, if I'm listening to you right.
I said he is in the recuperative stages of his treatment.
Okay.
If you also understand that, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So his position has not shifted. If the doctors give him an all clear, he will make himself available.
Okay. How do you respond to the claims that he's an illegal immigrant now in the U.S.? How do you react to that?
He is not an illegal immigrant. If you've been following my reviews and interviews with your particular station, he is not an illegal immigrant. He has put in a petition for an adjustment of his immigration status. At the time he did that, I had no knowledge of the petition. It is now that the petition has been brought that. That is why the lawyers in America have activated the process in court to challenge why they picked him up while he has a petition pending for an adjustment of his immigration status. So he is not an illegal immigrant.
If Ken Ofori-Atta is deported before that case is heard, would you be willing to facilitate his? I don't know. Well, it's a preserve of the government, but would you be willing to aid that process for him to rather come quickly than expected?
How can he be repatriated or deported when there's a process? How would you observe a visiting that? The person has filed the person has been. The lawyers have taken the next step to file a process in court. How can I just get up and bring him to Ghana?
Well, I'm just saying that because of what we've seen here in Ghana as well. We have a third state agreement with the United States to bring in West African deportees. That was challenged in court. And when we went to court, even before the case will be heard, the Oliver Baka former war case, the Ghana Immigration Service told the courts that the individuals were already deported and that there was no case before the courts. And that's why I'm worried that if that same scenario happens to the former finance minister, you as lawyers, his lawyers, what will you be open to that arrangement? That's why I'm asking the question, sir.
I tell all your friends who are linked to your media consortium that I am not a speculative lawyer. I am not about to change that because of you. Blessed will deal with the matter as and when it arises. I will not speak into something which has not arisen. So let us go on to another question.
Okay. Well, what do you suspect led to his arrest? So do you think a Ghanaian somewhere was hiding, tracking him? I mean, he uncovered him and reported to ICE. So, how was he picked up? We are hearing so many stories. Maybe you would know a bit about that.
My answer remains the same. I'm not a speculator. Ask those who have information as to why he was picked. What I know is that they picked him not knowing that he had filed a petition to adjust his immigration status. So those who are finding all kinds of stories should be prepared to answer. I don't deal in medicine rumors. I deal with the facts as they come. So I don't know about that allegation that people have to say some. I pick up.
Have you had a word with Ken Ofori-Atta? What did he tell you about how he was picked up?
The relationship between my clients and myself as lawyer is very confidential and private. I'm not about to tell you whatever discussion about this. Is that fair?
Well, except to say that you are quite a known figure in this country. You are both public figures, politically exposed individuals. You care about your reputation out there, isn't it?
Well, what reputation of mine is tainted?
It's not tainted, but I mean, you know that you are both politically exposed individuals. There are questions as to transparency and also the concern from the public opinion generally. That's why I'm asking the question. Ghanaians are asking.
But what has transparency got to do with the relationship between my client and my good self? I'm a trained lawyer. Okay. If I have a personal conversation with my client, you expect me to come on your radio set and tell you and whatever that this is what I said to my client. You think it's fair? Would you be in a position to be happy when I do that to you? We are politically exposed person, and so why are you condemning Ken before the event?
Oh no, not at all.
The mere fact that excuse me, I said to you, you are interviewing me. You want me to talk? Let me talk. And we go to bed. When you ask the question, let me answer. Why is Ken being condemned? The matter itself has sort of unfolded. At the threshold, he's just a suspect or an accused person. His guilt has not been proven. So let us all stay on that. Okay? He's been charged with certain offenses. All right? The onus is on the prosecution to prove his guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So let us not jump ahead of ourselves. Let us not jump ahead of ourselves. He is not a convict. He has not been tried. So don't let us jump the gun and be making all kinds of prejudicial statements.
Finally, what does this make of the extradition case he's already facing? Because the Attorney General triggered that process as well. Legally speaking, is that to say that is off the table now?
The extradition proceeding is separate and distinct from this, which is a purely immigration matter. It's an administrative process for an adjustment of his immigration status in the United States. It's got nothing whatsoever, absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with the extradition proceeding. So we take one at a time.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. That's lawyer Frank Davis, member of the legal team of the former finance minister. Solo?
Well, I believe Frank Davis has only proven that he has no knowledge as to what is happening to Ken Ofori-Atta. And if I were him, and you claim to be his lawyer, and you don't want to answer questions, I believe you must decline invitations to speak on the matter. Because every single question you asked him is either he gave you a cheeky answer or he evaded it.
He says it's a client.
So you don't come on air. You shouldn't give it a client matter. You don't come on air to come and behave in an arrogant manner as though the person asking question does not know his left from right. You were called because you have represented yourself as his lawyer.
Clarity.
So Ghanaians are looking for clarity to certain matters. If you don't want to speak on the matter, don't come on air. It is within your right. You understand?
Yeah, but he chooses to say what he wants to say as the lawyer, isn't it?
So what you did, if you had given us the opportunity to speak, that space wouldn't have been wasted in the first place.
Oh, so you didn't get anything at all? He says, look, the man we are talking about is not a convict.
The man himself told you that he has no clue as to what is happening to his client.
Oh, he said that?
He said that in the course of the interview.
Did he really say that? No, I didn't hear.
You see, when you are analyzing someone,
your interpretation.
The interpretation of what were they listening to?
Okay, yeah, but your
every question you asked, he said, "I'm not going to speak to. I don't have information that they are working. He has not been told that by the counterpart lawyers because, mind you, the detention center that Ken Ofori-Atta is, he does not have access.
Interpretation, please.
Access to the man.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah,
and so. You don't have any information. Don't come on air.
Okay, let's look at the bigger picture now. Now, our former finance minister, we know, is in ICE detention.
Yes.
So don't you think that as a country we should rather go and save him, bring him probably back or something? Because, I mean, to be fair, he served this country.
I will not wish any bad thing befall any Ghanaian. Yes. You understand? Yeah. And that is why some of us, right from the beginning, said, look, Mr. Ofori-Atta, if for nothing at all, this is the country of your birth. Come back home. What were we told by the same lawyers here, Frank Davis and his people? That he was sick. The question I asked this morning is, was Mr. Ofori-Atta picked from the hospital or on the sick bed?
He says he doesn't want to. All we should know is that.
So now you are coming home, that he never answered any of the questions. But he's supposed to be the lawyer. He must answer to us whether or not all the prepositions, all the posture, right from 2025 has been that the man is sick, the man is at the Mayo Clinic. And I'm asking this morning whether or not I picked him from the Mayo Clinic.
He says he's recuperating.
From where?
That's what.
So ICE is not that. They are not reasonable. They went there, found a very sick person, and decided to change his status and put him in the detention center, where there are no medical facilities to deal with his conditions. You see, when people are lying to us as a country, they must take us serious, that we are not joking with matters. We are talking about a country that went into the international market to borrow $13.5 billion.
But we use the money.
To do what?
So
the only thing we use the money for is to dig a hole.
But that's way less than the amount.
97 million out of it went. We are talking about SML. We are talking about PDS. Look, 52.5 billion Ghana cedis got missing from our tax account at GCB. At that time, it equated to $9.2 billion.
Yeah, but you can't conclude that the gentleman.
So nobody is saying that he is guilty.
Okay.
We say, come, as we speak, the OSP has filed 78 charges at the court. Is that the case? Yes. Come and prove your innocence. If he's innocent, why would I say that if he's innocent, then we go for those that were behind it? You say you won't come. Now, look at this scenario. The immigration. We are saying he has flouted our laws, he has committed crime in Ghana. People say, no. He went to the US and committed another crime. As we speak, ICE is saying that he has committed a crime, for which reason he has been detained. The detention says that there is a likelihood that you'll be brought back to Ghana. Yes. Now the man is saying that I won't come to Ghana. I'm fighting to stay in the United States of America. That is what the lawyers are telling you. That he has applied to change his status.
Yeah, to do an adjustment.
Adjustment as a permanent resident. I want to be a permanent resident of the United States of America.
Yeah, we would all love to be in the
US. I don't love to be a citizen. There is a reason why God created it. The very reason he's in the United States must be the reason why he's in Ghana. We gave him our purse. That Mr. Ofori-Atta manage it well and build hospitals, quality hospitals for us. You understand? We have been talking about youth unemployment in this country. Money that could have been given to the private sector to expand the economy for the teeming youth to work. Well, government cannot employ the teeming masses.
So this will sound a bit controversial, but I mean, what will we lose if we don't prosecute Ken?
Oh, then what is going to happen is that it's a free-for-all. You see those in government now, that we will not have any business accusing them of stealing from us or mismanaging our economy. Look, when people are put in position, it's not that they are smarter than anybody, or they are sensible than anybody, or any of that sort. It's just by grace. It's grace that 34 million Ghanaians, your party went into campaign mood. Yeah. They campaigned to the people of this country. You were voted for. Yes. And then the president of the day saw the need to appoint you. That does not make you sensible than anybody. I pay my tax under strenuous circumstances. Even when you don't have to, you have to cough it. Then we give the money to you for you to use it to fix our roads. Remember 2017, 2018, 2019. We did year of roads, year of roads, year of roads.
3 times. Yeah.
3 times. All the major roads in this country from Accra are in terrible conditions. Accra Kumasi, nonsense. Accra Takrady, disaster. Accra Flow, nonsense. So where did we invest the monies?
But did you use the Pokosi in some?
It's just recent. Even with that, the government had to cut through its nose to pay Maripoma some almost $100 million or so before they could go back to site. Before that, those that were coming from in some areas, they could spend as much as 4 hours in traffic. Meanwhile, we are going to the Afri-Exim Bank to borrow $750 million to fix that road. You see, people do not understand the magnitude of what they have done to us. A lot of people have perished on our roads because of the silly acts of these people we put in positions. Now, when you have become the former, the finance minister, and you say, come and account to us, you say you are in the United States, you won't come. Why? You are receiving treatment. If you, Blessed, or me, or Ivan, or Janet fall sick today, will we have the same opportunity to be flown to the Mayo Clinic, which is one of the expensive hospitals in the United States?
Right.
Why you have been giving our money to shape our medical facilities?
Janet, so that's the challenge we have now. It's sad that our former finance minister is in detention.
Very, very, very sad. I don't want to look at it as Ken Ofori-Atta.
Okay.
I want it to be like an issue of human rights violation, rule of law, and our democracy.
For who?
Not working as it's supposed to do. We all know that his arrest is being engineered by forces from Ghana. Yesterday, I heard this man. Yesterday, I heard Black Rasta. Please. Yesterday, I heard Black Rasta.
She's naming the source, please.
Black Rasta saying that the good Attorney General, he thought that he was wise. But the good Attorney General who have stayed in the U.S. was able to outwit him in some of the things that he thought he could hide. And that is why now he has been arrested. Look, truth is this. What has happened to Ken Ofori-Atta can happen to any of us. It is not about the person Ken Ofori-Atta. We are not trying to shield Ken Ofori-Atta.
Okay.
We are talking about how people use cruelty and call it justice. When I say, look, Ken Ofori-Atta he has been arrested. Is that not it?
Yes.
Have you seen the pictures? Now, justice have become a social media content that people snap the pictures.
Have you seen any government official posting those contents?
No, it's not. Who was there and who snapped the pictures?
Yeah, but Janet, you blame those who are posting it.
I am not. I'm talking about the source.
Yes.
Who arrested? Who gave the info? Who became an immigration informant from Ghana and became information informant to tell immigration officers, listen.
Yes.
Whatever is happening to Ken Ofori-Atta, I feel sad that he's in that.
Don't you feel that he would have saved himself of all of these challenges if
by coming back?
Yes, by coming down, because now the lawyer.
Ask yourself.
Hold on, I'm just using the words of the lawyer. He says, look, he's done with the what's the name? The treatment.
He never said that.
Recovering.
Yeah. He never said that.
Okay,
but he never said that.
Okay.
The lawyer said that if you go for treatment, you have to be listening to your doctors.
Okay.
So every information, the reason why he's not here is because the doctors have not given the opportunity. Because he's listening
he wants to hear from the doctors.
Listen,
right?
Ken Ofori-Atta did not get up and just go to US to go and stay there. There is a reason why. Even justice, people who are known prisoners are given opportunity for medical attention. If you are at Nsawam and you are not feeling well, you are given opportunity.
Do you personally know his health condition?
You see, I don't know his health condition, but do you know his health condition?
That is why the Office of the Special Prosecutor has told us that they provided him the opportunity to indicate clearly which doctor's recommendation has told him he can't return or travel. You've heard that argument.
No, but I heard that he has given them even documentation.
Yes, he says he's not given any indication that a recommendation from a doctor.
No, he gave a recommendation from a doctor.
No, we've all listened to the press briefing.
Listen,
Janet, yes.
We all heard the special prosecutor
speak, yes.
Say that the first time he asked, they did not provide.
Yes.
Later on, they provided, he never saw it.
Yeah, he said they gave him a document. That document does not indicate his inability to travel.
And we heard Ken Ofori-Atta lawyers coming out to tell us that. He should have just asked that. And they would have provided.
Yeah, so
but he has cut off information with them.
He would have saved himself of all these challenges.
If you are not feeling well.
Yeah.
If you are not feeling well.
Yes.
And do you know that even medical distance is supposed to be secretive?
Yes.
Medical doctor don't owe you any explanation to come and tell you that I have a kidney problem. The kidney is damaged.
Let me give you an example. If a medical officer is giving you days off, they would indicate that, well, this individual is not well without disclosing information and say that, well, you can be off for maybe
facility.
Yes, you know that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You know why
I am here saying that they should not deliberately. The doctor stated. The special prosecutor said that the law. Listen. When he was talking, I never mentioned my.
Yes, but
he should listen. Listen.
Okay.
this vindictive and cruel way of dealing with issues is not the best.
You feel we're not being fair to Ken?
Not fair at all. This is not democracy. It is like we are in a military.
What have we done? What has the country done? What has the country done?
Ken Ofori-Atta said,
what have we done as a country that is not fair?
He gave us opportunity for a Zoom. He said, I can do the interview on Zoom because I'm not feeling well. We said no, we don't want it.
Yes.
So Ken Ofori-Atta, has he committed any crime in this country?
Okay, let me ask you this question.
No, it is an allegation. Has he committed any
Jenna,
crime?
can I ask you this question? So if Zoom is okay for Ken Ofori-Atta to be in the US and do Zoom with the OSP, why wouldn't he come down, meet the OSP? Hold on. Why wouldn't he come down, meet the OSP, and if he has to talk to his doctors in the US, he can do a Zoom conference interview?
You know something? He is not talking to them. He's getting treatment. The treatment.
But his lawyer.
Have you heard that they have done Zoom treatment before?
The lawyer just told us he's recovering, not from the hospital.
But when they say recovery, you don't understand.
There's virtual.
Let me tell you about recovery. Let me tell you about recovering process. When you are recovering, the doctor can tell you that every 3 days come to the hospital.
But in this case, was that why he was picked up?
The lawyer is saying that he doesn't owe us here obligation to give that
then
information.
If you're not ready to disclose it.
No, he has told you. You are the one who called.
Yeah, but
he
that's
said
what I'm saying.
He did not
ready to disclose.
So all what I am saying is that the help Ken Ofori-Atta is passing through is not about justice.
Okay.
It is about a group of people whose hands are dirty.
Okay.
These are people who have asked people who were alleged of billions of Ghana cedis to go.
All right.
And then they are now asking their political opponent to be and listen, justice is or democracy is practice.
Let me give the opportunity.
Let me just finish this.
Just land.
Democracy is well practiced when you give opportunity to your opponents rather than your own political party members.
Okay, that's good.
Blessed, I think the whole
no, government is behind it.
Okay, no, Janet, just hold on.
Attorney General
Janet,
is behind it.
let's listen to Ivan. Yes,
somebody went there.
Janet, let's listen to Ivan.
As a Ghanaian, if you watch what is unfolding, it seems a bit embarrassing, especially somebody who has risen to such a higher political prominence. He was a finance minister of Ghana, and now being treated being kept in a detention center. And there is something people have not appreciated. According to Donald Trump, if you are living in the United States and you don't have legal status, to him, you are a criminal alien.
Absolutely.
And to give you a clear description of this, if you go to Florida, there is a detention center called Alligator Alcatraz. The way they've done it, in the past, I think about 67 congressmen wrote a petition against it because of its inhumane. Human beings are being caged like cats.
You are sleeping on a mattress.
Human beings are being kept in a cage. So that is a picture skill description of what it
Janet,
means.
yes, Janet, I'll come to you, yes.
That is what it means to be kept in a detention center. It doesn't matter, it doesn't cut across, but that is the indication. So for a former minister, please, can you keep quiet?
Oh, no, Ivan, come on. Oh, Ivan.
No, you deliberately.
No, Janet, I'll come to you. Yeah.
Deliberately.
Janet,
I kept
Janet,
quiet.
Okay, Ivan, continue. Ivan, let's allow him. Yeah, I'll come.
Allow me to speak.
It's okay, Ivan. Yeah, just land. Yeah, no, it's fine.
So my point is that is
guys, I'll come to you. Yeah, guys, I'll come to you.
That is the description. That is the description, and it doesn't speak well. But this whole option gives Ghana two options because these two options are independent of each other. The extradition process, which I've told you,
and then there's the ICE,
and now there is this ICE option that has opened. Eventually, he may end up being extradited. According to his lawyer, certain process has been filed. We don't know what, but there are people who are standing trial defending their extradition. Donald Trump just took them away. You know, the guy there is highly unpredictable when it comes to some of these things. So, for a Ghanaian who want to see Ken Ofori-Atta come to Ghana, they will be very excited because it's a two-way window that has been opened. Because the extradition, I told you, because it is a political extradition. It's very Herculean, you understand? That is why the last time the Attorney General registered his frustration about the fact that the gentleman has gone for
expert lawyers.
You see, I told you it was by way of information because in the United States, during the trial, Ghana will not be present. Ghana will not be present at the trial. USA will be acting as Ghana's proxy, and Ken Ofori-Atta,
so it will be the state against his
exactly, and per the principles of natural justice, the accused must be heard. So Ken Ofori-Atta will have a legal representation. So it's going to be US acting as a proxy for Ghana versus Ken Ofori-Atta. So the energy with which he's fighting it clearly speaks to the fact that he's unwilling to come. That is a fact. And again, they said he's sick today. I've told you that Ken Ofori-Atta is not somebody who is terminally ill, that he was going to die the next day. If somebody can be kept in such an inhumane...
How do you even know it?
I'm describing... let me tell you a situation. I deliberately describe the state of the detention center to you. Because if you go to the United States, people are not just crazy. They will see somebody who's going to die tomorrow and they'll go and keep you in an Alcatraz kind of detention. It's
but we've seen the place. We've seen the picture of this.
No.
That picture is AI generated.
So it's not as friendly. So have you been in a detention?
That's what I'm telling you.
That's from the website.
There is a documentary on the Florida one, the Alcatraz one. You can read about it.
That's not where Ken is.
No. I'm just giving you an imagery appreciation of how America see this whole thing. You understand? So it is not a good thing. For me, what is it that told that Ken Ofori-Atta? What is he running away from? Because even the president now has a post-tenure prosecutorial window. Akufo-Addo is still in Ghana.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
No, yes.
If you were Ken Ofori-Atta, would you honestly, I mean, looking at what's happening, would you?
Oh, definitely, I'll come. I'll come and answer, because you see, what I've been telling people is that, you see, when you hold public office, you own the people moral obligation, because we assume that whoever put in any position of honor own the people that duty to answer to the people of this country. So you have served, according to you, diligently in their own description. You have exerted power. Time has come for you, because this person in question is at the center of almost all the criminal activity that has been alleged in this country. All the criminal investigations that have been conducted, Ken Ofori-Atta is at the center of it. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty. That is why nobody has said that Ken is guilty. But the insistence, the reluctance, the unwillingness on his part to show up will give credence to the fact that maybe you will not survive the trial. And it's the reason why, and I'm saying that it doesn't speak confidence. As an ordinary person, we are coming from a background where people assume that, all politicians are thieves. Some of these things will give credence and oxygen to some of these things, you understand? Because if you are not guilty of anything, you should not.
And we have a limited time to go. So what I'll do now, there are some questions for you, I believe, from the audience. So that we take them collectively. No, so Solo, you should also prepare the question as to whether or not there should be a government intervention, probably.
All right.
Yeah, so please, if you're coming on, 30 seconds for you, so we can give the last take to my panelists. Yes.
Thank you very much. I like
about it.
I think the AG or the OSP should just go on with trial in absentia. Yeah, because I think Ken Ofori-Atta, he can just be in Ghana here and still say he will not talk, he will not speak. He will allow his lawyers to speak on his behalf. So we are just wasting much time. We can just go in Ghana here. I think trial in is allowed.
Now, whatever the case, the OSP had invited him earlier. Don't forget that still invited.
You can still invite him. But I don't know if the OSP will look at the bail conditions.
Kenneth, I'll come to you.
Look at the bail conditions of certain people in this country. We look at the bail conditions. Even Martin Pebu. You even tried. You was even tried. Look at the bail conditions. Even if I were to be Ken Ofori-Atta, maybe I might stay a little. Look at the bail conditions put on people's head in this country. So I think if they have any case, they can still try the case in this absentia. Nobody has a problem. Like they did with Sednam.
But if he's deported?
If it's deported, and then it can still be and say, my lawyers to speak on my behalf.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Snappy, yes.
I think Ken Ofori-Atta must come back to the country to answer certain questions. Because looking at where I sit, I will be among the few people to welcome him back to the country. Looking at where I'm doing my national service, I'll welcome him very well back to the country. And secondly, his deputies are in the country. No one is hunting them. So the perception out there that he's being witch hunt is totally untrue. We have the likes of Abnose Asari, who is in the country, Sticker, moving around the country, campaigning for Kennedy Japan. If in case they are also corrupt or whatever, the president is witch hunting them, these people would have been witch hunted. We had the current finance minister, Ato Forsen, who faced trial for almost 8 years. But because there were not enough evidence to prosecute this matter, he's now working and delivering as the current finance minister. So I think Ken should come back to the country. And I read from Manasseh Azure's post that Ken has extra visas, which will expire in 2031. But which prove that Ken Ofori-Atta is a definition of what actually they said. So he's running. He's not ready to come to the country.
Okay, I hear you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, please. I would like to ask this question.
Okay.
I saw something.
Be quick about it. So
yes. And I think Madam Janet Nabla is here herself. So I would like to ask. I saw something on the media. I want to ask if it is true. It says the money Ofori-Atta took doesn't belong to the NDC. So they should stop the emotion.
Yeah, she said it here. I think she said it here.
I said that they shouldn't put personal sentiments.
Yeah, because the money belongs to the state, you say?
Okay. But the way they are doing as
you said the money belongs to the state.
And not
so you agree that Ken Ofori-Atta is taking some money?
The reason why I don't want you to speak is the only prosecutor you gave to your own people. You have no moral right to be talking. You don't have the moral right.
So let me,
because of time.
So thank you very much. Mr. Bless, I wanted you to ask a question of lawyer Frank Davis, and I would plead that the next time you get opportunity, try to find out.
But he was
Yes. So in a submission, he made mention that the ICE arrested the former finance minister without knowing that he had filed a petition.
That's what he said.
So the interesting question that comes up is that did the petition that the honorable minister put together, was it filed to the ICE or it was filed to a different office? Because I believe that if it were filed to the ICE, then on what basis?
But you wouldn't ordinarily, if you're trying to do adjustments, file to ICE, because ICE is a special, process going on there.
So looking at
but you're saying that their system should have been integrated for him.
In order that they would be able to know that this particular person who is of interest to them has filed a petition for an extension. You get it? Yes, it's the truth. To be frank, because all this while I've been monitoring to understand the sequence of events. But there's been talk about trial in absentia. It's not that simple. The case of Kevin Taylor, you recall that there was a contempt case against him. The reason why that case couldn't hold for his arrest to be effected was that he wasn't given a hearing. So I believe that to the extent that the hearing is necessary, we have to allow all the process to be exhausted so that the process will go.
Blessed. Ivan made a claim here, and I thought you should have corrected him, that all crimes in this country are associated, or alleged crime situations are associated to Ken Ofori-Atta, which you should have corrected him, because those before Iyoko so far have not been his name has. But you see, I have a situation here where even US citizens were arrested by ICE. People with that criminal record were arrested by ICE. Just as my brother asked whether he filed to ICE. So ICE are arresting people arbitrarily, which we all know. And we are making it look as if Ken Ofori-Atta has been convicted and he's refusing to come to the country.
They are working on that. So yes, nobody said that. The lawyers have told us that indeed he's under arrest. They are working to resolve the matter.
In the opinion of ICE, Ken has committed
we need to
a crime.
go, so be brief about it.
In the opinion of ICE, Ken has committed a crime. He has overstayed his welcome in the United States. That's why he's in the detention center behind you. And so let us not embellish the situation. That is what it is.
Should the government go help him out?
Yeah, the government should go and help him to come to Ghana. They should rather speak to the United States of America and tell the government that, look, he is one of our own. We need him badly in Ghana. He will be welcome, and bring him back.
Solo, you welcome him?
I will go and give him a bouquet.
When the United States.
But you see, Janet has made a very serious statement on this platform. She said that government is working closely with the United States government. ICE And that is how come
I said information. They have become
this business of always
immigration
throwing something into the air without any evidence.
All right.
You must stop.
Okay, Janet.
You must
listen.
stop.
They have become immigration informers. That's what I said. And that should not be the Attorney General Department. Their work.
Janet,
what are we saying?
Janet, what evidence do you have?
Even America, they are aware about the situation in Ghana. They themselves have heard that people have been given abnormal bail conditions, that they have to stay in detention for days.
Rather not that they know he's a
but they are not aware that we also change.
They are aware that
they are not aware that they are
aware that Africans, when you talk about cruelty and not obeying rule of law, they talk. So they know that Ken Ofori-Atta's life is in danger in this country, and the Americans will protect him. They are not protecting him because they don't like us. They are protecting him because he breaks fundamental human rights.
Guys, I think Ken Ofori-Atta invited this indignation on himself because there is nothing stopping him from coming to this country. And I'm not sure Ghana is a banana.
Being in detention there is better than staying here.
You understand? Yeah. Like I told you, the former president is here. The vice president, almost everybody is around. Yeah. The people will be taken through due process. If you are guilty per the prescription of whatever the law says, I think you face the consequences. There is no reason for him to be there to be subjected to
What a way to start the year, but this is just the beginning of it. We need to go. So Janet Nabla for you. She's founder and leader of PNP. Ivan Che, youth activist, and of course Solomon also with the United Party. Yeah, we need more time. We all need more time. We'll try and work on that for you. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. Let's connect on social media at Blessed Sogah. We'll see you again. Bye bye for now.
Where education shapes futures, the real change begins with conversations.
Government has never given any indication of abolishing free researchers. That's very clear.
Welcome to EduTalk, where Ghana's leading educators, policymakers, and stakeholders share bold ideas and reimagine the future of learning.
Formally, in this objective-based curriculum, we only do memorization, which we normally call true and poor.
The senior high school curriculum has been revised with changes in content, pedagogy, assessment. Yeah. The same is what we are doing at the university level.
From classrooms to boardrooms, from rural schools to national policy, EduTalk brings the education ecosystem together with insightful, honest, transformational ideas. This is not just talk. This is EduTalk.
From the rich melodies of jazz to the infectious grooves of Afrobeats, soulful beats of high life, live music bands are setting Ghana's cosmopolitan cities ablaze.
Band culture is the way to go.
With exciting rhythms of the city, what makes a great band stand out? Is it the talent, the chemistry, or the culture?
What we do is pure organic.
Our niche, it's growing.
Get an exclusive backstage pass to meet the artists. Join Becky on the all-new E-Vibes musical band series. The experience is electric. E-Vibes musical band series.
Hi, my name is Apostle Eric Osei of Love Encounter Faith Walk Ministries. Join me this and every Sunday on Joy Prime for life-transforming messages for your daily life.
If you read the scriptures, Malachi 2 talk about the type of divorce you should have. Or say you have committed an abominable thing, marrying the daughter of a foreign god. Or say anyone who knew this and did it, God's wrath is coming upon you.
Make a date and don't be late.
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivation.
It's been a crazy start to the year 2026. A lot of it not giving me a lot of excitement or happiness. But this week, there's been an incident that has drawn my attention and should draw yours to the fact that life is not always linear. And yet, wherever you find yourself in the world, whatever the challenges, there's always a pathway to the top. And if you can stay humble and give it your all, you can succeed. And I'm excited because this lesson came from none other than our very own Antoine Semenyo. Yes, becoming the most expensive Ghanaian player in the history of the Premier League as well, after securing that transfer to Manchester City. Later on in the show, we'll unpack and pick apart the reason his story should inspire you, irrespective of what profession or what trade you are involved in. We'll talk about that. And I'll also tell you the secret behind this beautiful shirts that I'm wearing, yeah? And why it should be important to Ghanaian football clubs and whatever supports, whatever club that you support, yeah? So we'll have that conversation. We'll talk about the AFCON as well, because yesterday there was a lot that disappointed me. Daniel, he no try. He no try at all. Like, every major incident against Morocco, brother man says, I no see ya. Why? Why? Daniel Nilai. Anyway, we'll talk about that game and the Ghana Premier League as well. This is Prime Sports Extra. I'm excited for our first show in 2026. My producer is screaming Ruben Amorim's name in my ears, but it's a taboo topic for as long as I'm in this seat. We'll be back after a short breather.
Against Cameroon. Brahim Diaz, Hakimi goes on the overlap. Spain-born, Belgian-raised, Dutch-based Moroccan hero into the air from the goal kick. And the celebrations can begin because the final whistle sounds and Morocco march.
Mama Makasasa, stand by. I'll be ready to talk, and then the director will tell me that I know I'm on air. Well, welcome back, everyone. This is Prime Sports Extra. My name is Victor Achutamaklu. So we just showed you the quarterfinal games in the African Cup of Nations. We saw Senegal versus Mali, and then, of course, Morocco, who also eliminated Cameroon in that game. Since I said I was going to tell you about this beautiful shirt that I'm wearing, a lot of you have been sending me messages. Keep calm, okay, relax. If you me talk, say, I will tell you the story behind this shit. Yeah, I'm a man of my word. My word is bond, so I'm going to. So all of you, relax. But in order not to keep you waiting, this is simply the home kit of my favorite football club in Ghana now. They are called Adan Soccer Kings. Yes, they do football and they do it right. So these days, when you're watching your favorite Ghana Premier League side and there is a position where Charlie, they are not doing well, call your technical director, call your head coach and tell him, go to Adan Soccer Kings. They have some fantastic players there. Go and sign them. They will come and see. Black Stars cry. If we had been selecting players from Adan Soccer Kings, like, be some way, AFCON, we know they show up. Like by now, we get ballers, proper ballers from Adan Soccer Kings. Speaking of the AFCON, yeah? Speaking of the AFCON, I've been watching a couple of the games in the company of some of my friends. Yesterday, unfortunately, Cameroon, who I was rooting for, couldn't think. But I've got two guys who know their stuff. One of them is an IT guy. The other, just like me, he writes and talks for a living. Sometimes he also tells story. Musbao Zakito.
What are you talking about, the Jesse, no?
Yeah.
Telling people to relax. What are you talking about?
I said I will tell them the story about this Jesse.
But who said they want the story about the Jesse? Who are
they were texting. Like,
yeah, remember Stephen Appiah?
Remember the Stephen? Phones are calling. Phones are calling. They were calling. They were calling. Oh, the boys and the baby girls, Charlie.
They were asking about the Jesse.
WhatsApp call, normal call, text message.
They say you look too fine.
Bro. I said,
so the Jesse,
Adan Soccer Kings.
Adan Soccer Kings. Which level are they in?
They are an academy.
They are an academy.
And so they produce high quality players and then they sell them on.
We have to visit them one of these days.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Great. You have plans of going there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. These days we don't see proper ballers that draw people to the stadium.
Yeah.
And that's
we are looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Adan Soccer Kings will be there.
Yes.
Well, when will you go there? I think I want to go and familiarize myself.
Oh, this weekend.
This weekend?
We did it, yeah, this weekend.
As in this Saturday? Or?
No, the next one.
The next one?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'll follow you. On Saturday, Sha?
Yes.
After the show?
After the show.
We'll go together.
Find some watching.
We'll go together.
So, near Adamasaki.
Yeah.
And all the people running Adan Soccer Kings.
Yeah.
Prepare a welcome party for us.
Yeah.
We'll come.
I think I'll bring my boot along. By that time, they'll be training, right?
You will do the trials, but it's non-scoring.
I'm not saying I'm going to play the ball. I said I will.
You said you bring your boots. I'm only giving you the discount.
Now we they play ball, my boy.
But Charlie, right now, age bab you.
See, the ball will play.
See, the kids say.
See them, you don't tell them. The ball will play.
What position were you playing? What position?
When I tell my story, people don't believe.
You see, if you
I started as number 9. No, relax. I started as a number 9. All right, number 9, correct number 9. Mm-hmm. Then when the coach assessed me, he realized that no, my distribution skills gives him Kevin De Bruyne vibes. So I should come a little bit into the midfield. I said, no problem. I was in the midfield though. The one match like that, Charlie, I know they see that thing top. The coach said, no, Musbao, you look like a right back. But the time I realized I was on the bench. The coach will say, Sam, please bring me the board. And so, coach, won't I please? No, you bring me the board.
No, you carry the tactical board. Charlie means you were not scoring.
No, relax.
Nah, because for a striker to be asked to come and play midfield, and then the midfield, they realized the assists were not coming. You were not creating the chances, so come and play right back. And then the right back too, the coach realized that you were leaking.
No, he didn't say I was. He didn't tell me.
Yeah, but he won't tell you.
He didn't tell me.
That's why I gave you the tactical.
He said, no, you know what, Musbao, I really like you. I need your support, okay? You see my tactical board.
From player to supporter.
Now Now she said, no, this man, I come and sit on TV and talk about him.
What's the name of the coach?
No, he doesn't. What he did, he killed the football career.
He's probably watching and laughing at you.
Do you know my nickname when I was young? Even up to date, when I go to the village, they call me that. Adu Tutu Skele.
Edu Tutu Skele.
I'm telling you. Edu Tutu Skele. Bola.
I'm fine.
No.
I'm fine. Our gentleman in the middle is an IT guy.
Yeah. But he looks fit too. He looks like he was a baller. Charlie?
Oh, yeah. Me, I'm a fitness guy.
Sharp.
I love sports.
Charlie, introduce yourself.
I'm always talking sports.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah. Makelom here. I run a mini shop at Circle where I sell laptops and do software and hardware stuffs.
Solid.
So you get time to do fitness as well.
Oh, yeah,
Charlie, give me high five. Charlie, solid.
He did for.
No, he did for. That's in the goal position that you play.
I kind of like Cristiano Ronaldo. So during my secondary school days, I like the wings.
Charlie, them boys for secondary school, the boys in they play the 7. No? Charlie,
the secondary school level Cristiano is not this Ronaldo.
Charlie, I mean, now we mix so now we.
Oh, now we miss school.
Charlie,
Fansu.
Hey! Charlie, the baby girls. You see them, they are very close to the touchline. They are very close to the touchline.
Can chest step overs like
the ball. Maybe a crown one I say.
Oh, Boga. Now grow pension.
Charlie, you in school. Let's give shout out to the boys.
Oh, yeah. Josek.
Yeah.
I did the senior high in the voter region.
Right, nice.
Charlie, but for secondary school, we see ballers.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's why these days
when we see ballers for secondary school. Hey.
Do you know what your producer is saying?
He said what?
Move back. Tell them I was a baller.
No, but for secondary school, it's just that I think we don't pay a lot of attention.
See, there are grades of ballers.
Charlie.
The Mubarak kind of baller.
But if you ball out, Mubarak, you put up, he say he be striker, but sometimes they see him for.
Nicholas Jackson kind of striker, he doesn't score.
No. When I look at Mubarak, I see him as Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure vibes.
Okay. Striker will be Yaya Toure.
In fact, he do I score too, but I see Yaya Toure vibes for inside.
That's why I'm saying Nicholas Jackson.
No, but for serious secondary school, we had ballers. Because you can tell someone who was playing number 7 in secondary school, that position, don't be everybody where they take a move.
And usually, in my experience, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this show can relate to it, your guys who were the speedsters on the flanks were also your sprinters. Yeah. So they are the guys who will be doing the sprints in 100 meters, 200, 4x100, and all of that. And sometimes when you have some Dogoyaro at the back, some centre-back tall guy, he's the guy who's doing the middle and long distances for a school.
Charlie, do you remember some of your ballers in secondary school? Who you saw in secondary school, no, this guy be baller?
Oh, yeah. Azilevu Desmond.
Right.
He was one of the best players during our time.
Wow.
He was a midfielder. You look at him, you look at his stature, you know that this is a footballer. And he played very, very well. He's a teacher now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Charlie. Thank God for teaching. Thank God for teaching. But clearly that's a talent that we let
all the ballers that I grew up with, they played national. That's why in my neighborhood, I could not have played football because the talent level was just ridiculous. Look, you had people who went on to play for Hartlepool, played for Kotoko, played for Under 20, played for Black Stars, played for Black Galaxies. And when I start giving you the names, James Bisu played for 11 Wise, played for Hartlepool, played for Under 20, played for.
And these were guys you grew up with?
Yeah, for Intercradia.
Wow.
Then Kweku Aswanze Bafo. I met him again, Charlie. Ejeku. Salute to you. He won the Ghana Premier League with Wow Stars. Played for, these days he's a captain of Swedro All Blacks. Played for the Black Galaxies, plays for Under 23, played for Under 20 as well. Theophilus Nanaoche, Hazakes. Premier League ballers, national team ballers.
Charlie,
and so me, if I didn't make it as a footballer, just look at the people who made it ahead of me.
Charlie, solid. You know what, viewers? One of the things I think maybe the course of the show you need to help us with is that if you remember the boys you grew up with, all right? And funny enough, most of them had some really nice names.
Nicknames. Charlie, the names are not always nice.
I'm not sure I can recall his nickname.
But they call you Zero.
No. Me, you only see me during inter-school, so inter-houses. Inter-schools, I don't play football.
You don't? Only inter-houses?
You didn't make the school team?
Oh, no, I didn't make this. Me, I play for fun.
Yeah.
Because when we went to the school, I was a science student. So we are always on the block. So we watch them down playing. Then once in a while, if it's inter-houses, then by inter-schools, we have special players who play for the
science students there, Charlie. I won't say they live another.
It's very rare that you find the science students being part of the school team. There are not many.
Funny enough, the as-level guy was a science student.
Wow.
Very good footballer and very good academically as well.
Wow. And it's true too. We had some, Charlie, even at Tapam where I studied, we had some science students, very brilliant footballers. Just that, like he said, they didn't commit themselves to the school team, etc. But they were great.
And that's why the few times I see players who took school seriously and excelled in the Ghana Premier League, I have massive respect. I have massive respect for them. And you can tell the influence that the education has on the way they think and the way they behave. They are usually very reflective in the things that they do when they are talking to you, and the clarity with which they speak and the light they bring to issues is Charlie,
you know what?
You can never
when you were growing up, all right, even in secondary school or junior high school, if you remember one of the ballers that you watched that you were like so enthralled with, just send us a WhatsApp, and especially his nickname. So mention where if he's in the area today or Stakradi. So your secondary school, then no footballer for secondary school.
Ballers day. Yeah,
but
Ballers
not
day.
Compared to those you lived with, Stakradi.
No.
All right, so secondary school, Charlie, and junior high school in your area, the ballers you really knew, send us WhatsApp message. Let's give them a shout out. Wherever they are, let's appreciate them. Maybe they wouldn't have knocked it in the opportunity to rise to the highest level, but send us a message, all right? Charlie,
let's talk about AFCON,
Yeah.
Yesterday, Senegal, they defeated Mali by 1-0. That win means that Senegal, for the last 5 AFCONs, the only times they've lost is to the eventual winners. And in fact, for the last 4 AFCONs, their worst performance has been the quarterfinal, which again was that defeat to Côte d'Ivoire, in the quarterfinal stage. But 2019, they made the final, lost to Algeria. 2021, they won it. 2023, quarterfinal. Now 2025, they've made the semi-final, and they are going through. Quick thoughts on that performance from them?
Senegal, I just admire them from afar because of the way you look at players like Koulibaly, Mane, Idrissa Gana Gueye, they are in their 30s now, who will be leaving the scene soon. But you look at the talent, the generational talent that they have, still bringing up good players who are replacement for. It's just very nice to watch. Just like Morocco, the way they transformed their football totally, and it's now looking like they are a footballing nation. So yesterday I watched the game. I was expecting them to score more than a goal that they used in winning the match actually, but I realized that Mali also, they even before the red card, now they had a couple of chances to equalize the goal, but unfortunately they couldn't. But they gave them a good game yesterday. It was a good watch.
Well, they are now through, and Senegal will face the winner of the first quarterfinal game that will be played today between Côte d'Ivoire and then Egypt. But you saw the Morocco game as well.
Yeah, I did. Charlie, it was a really good game, to be honest. It was a really good game. Cameroon started very poorly in the first half. They really struggled in the first half. And I think in the first half, they were just being unnecessarily cautious. Maybe the atmosphere got to them a bit. They held back a bit, you can tell. And the Moroccans took advantage of that. And Brahim Diaz, of course, managed to get the goal. In the second half, you could tell. And I don't understand why, but of course, we've seen that many times in football. Teams, for some strange reason, sit back, they concede. Then when they concede, that's when their energy or their appetite to try and get a goal rises. And the second half, you could tell they played the entirety of the game on exactly
the red card.
Exactly, that should have been a red card. And that's why you bring VAR, because all these elements in the game have a way of impacting the game. And we want to see that. We want to see Morocco play with 10 men. How will they fare? All right, it adds to the excitement that we want to see in the game. But overall, I think Cameroon did their best. They did their best. Morocco got the chances. They took advantage of it. And I think it's brilliant for Morocco. And this is the first time they're making it to the semi-final since 2004. It's incredible. And they understand the weight of the pressure that's on them. Not talk about this game without talking about Brahim Diaz. What a baller. Yeah. 5 games, 5 goals.
He's not the first player since Reverend Osei Kofi, to have scored 5 goals or a goal each in his first 5 AFCON games.
That's brilliant.
I don't know if he knows Reverend Osei Kofi. Maybe somebody should.
Osei Kofi did it in 68.
Wow.
Yeah.
And look at how long it has taken for him to come and do that. This is his first ever AFCON, Brahim Diaz. And I think it's brilliant. It's just so enjoyable. And how they fared. And maybe that's one thing I saw, what is the name, Morocco possibly doing. Because look at it in the group stage, even in the round of 16 against Tanzania, just 1-0. And people raised concerns about, is this team good enough? But here they are in the quarterfinals. They dispatched Cameroon, who we were constantly referring to their history of knocking out host nations.
Host nations, yeah.
All right, and here they are. Morocco showed them, I'm sorry, that history cannot happen. All right, so I think it was a really good game yesterday. Can Morocco go all the way with this performance? Can they go all the way?
I doubt
it's difficult because if you look at the teams that are left in there, you've got Nigeria there, you've got Algeria there, you've got Ivory Coast.
They faced the winner of the Algeria-Nigeria contest.
That will be their end.
Wow.
That will be there.
Because either of Nigeria or Algeria is going to be
a different kettle.
I think they will prefer Algeria, to be honest. They will prefer a North African side.
Yeah.
And that one, they can find a way around because they play similar football. They can, but for Nigeria, it will be difficult.
Yeah.
But I think Morocco has a chance of making it to the final, to be honest with you.
How far do you think they can go?
Morocco?
Yeah.
No, Nigeria will stop them. I'm expecting Nigeria to score Algeria today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's going to be a very, very good game. It's going to be a final before the finals.
You think one of them will make it to the final?
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's going to be a final before the final. So I'm expecting Nigeria to beat Algeria today. Then they will meet Morocco and then do it.
Why though? Because this meeting is the 2 teams that have got 100% record in the competition. There's very little to choose between them. What makes you so sure that Nigeria...
Throughout the group stage matches, I look at the performance of both the Nigeria team and then the Algeria team.
Yeah.
But I think the Nigeria team, their performance is a bit on a high compared to what Algeria is doing. Algeria, they are playing very well. But if you look at Nigeria, because they failed to qualify for the FIFA World Cup, they have that hunger in them that they want to make a statement. At least they want to give their nation something to smile about.
Yeah.
So they are on like that.
Yeah.
Aside what was it, Victor Osimhen did the last time of calling out Lookman, they've been playing very, very well. They've been playing as a team, not like individual talent and all that. So I'm expecting that to continue this evening. They should dispatch Algeria and then move on to Morocco. Morocco, they have good players and they are the host nation. And some of the 50-50 decisions are going in their favor.
Yeah.
But I don't think if they meet Nigeria, it's going to be that easy for them. Because yesterday, during the first half, Cameroon struggled, like you said. They struggled very well. But second half, when they twisted something a bit in that midfield, it became obvious that Morocco started struggling until they brought on Amrabat.